It's almost game time, and our own Monica Arnold got to talk to Principal Francois of Dutchtown ahead of their St. Amant game. Monica, take it away.
Thanks. So I'm here with the hostess, the mostest with the hostess, or however that goes. She has been hosting every football game there is this year. So how has that been going?
Actually, surprisingly, things have went quite well. It has not been easy. Of course, it's been challenging for us as the host school with the turf field, but also, goodness gracious, the challenges with the schools who are having to play all of their home games at Dutchtown. But we all, work really well together. We've been very cooperative, from principals to head coaches, district personnel helping us sort through it. So all things considered, I think things have run pretty smoothly.
Awesome. So the students are still enjoying themselves and feeling like they're at home. You're able to
I think so. I mean, from the pictures, I've only come to a couple of games that weren't Dutchtown High football games, and I haven't stayed the whole time, but it looks like everyone's been enjoying themselves.
Right.
Once you have your whole school community here and fans cheering on your team, it doesn't matter that the field is purple and white,
That's awesome. Now moving forward, 2021, did the fields and the hurricane and all that, how is that all affecting just in-school things,
Well, I mean, the field and them, the other schools playing hasn't affected my school day at all. The hurricane obviously does, because we lost just a little bit of time. But, here in Louisiana, in Ascension Parish, we're used to having to roll with the punches that the weather throws our way. And so we just make new plans, we adjust our pacing, and we keep just doing what's best for kids.
So it's going to be a great year, right?
Absolutely.
And for your prediction, who is going to win this game?
That's so easy. The Dutchtown Griffins? Hello. Absolutely.
Somehow I knew that's what you were going to say. I mean, that's what you're supposed to say. All right, well, thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you guys.
Have a good game.
Go Griffs.
We got an email from central office. They wanted to do an esports team here at Dutchtown, and so my principal sent it to me. The Rocket League team was undefeated in the fall. They were undefeated in the spring, but during the spring final, they actually lost the first 2 games of the match, and I was screaming at the computer.
In the game that I play a game called Rocket League, which is you play soccer with cars. So we're playing a soccer match, and there's 3 of us against 3 opponents. We're hitting a ball with a car.
Well, I love esports because I think it's giving me another opportunity, or giving me an option to do something else for Rocket League than just play it. But now I'm on a team, we set up matches, and I'm playing towards something, so it's more fun.
I didn't really think about it. I kind of just joined it and was kind of like, this will be fun, hopefully. And then when I got on, it was really fun. It was really exciting to play a game competitively and play with people I knew and stuff. So it was fun.
Computer science is, I think, really important for all students to take. Anything you major in college is going to require you to take some sort of computer science class.
Coding has a lot to do with gaming, so Rocket League is all about coding and how it works, so I guess there's similarity to that.
Interacting with my teammates is probably the best part of it, because you can't improve at anything by yourself. Participating with other people and being on the same side and having a common goal together makes it that much better.
Esports teaches the kids the same kind of soft skills they learn like other kids learn in football or basketball. They teach you leadership, competitiveness, how to stay calm, how to stay focused, how to strategize. And people don't realize it's a real sport.
We're proud to provide services to Ascension Parish schools. We're also proud to power businesses throughout Louisiana and Ascension Parish, like Total Care Injury and Pain Center.
Total Care Injury and Pain Centers. We're a group of facilities for health care. That includes chiropractors, medical doctor, nurse practitioner, massage therapist, physical therapy. Patients like to go to one place. They don't want to be referred from one place to another place and another place and spend their lives filling out paperwork and explaining their problems to different providers. We have all of that in one system. Chiropractors are kind of like computer programmers for the central nervous system. We just make the body work better, but we listen. If you listen hard enough, the patient will tell you how to fix them. That's chiropractic. It's not cracking backs and fixing necks. As technology has advanced, we've tried to move with it. The world has accelerated very rapidly, and we've done our best growing from 1 office to 9 to keep up with that growth. I have used most major providers, and we have switched from those providers for the simple reason that EATEL has always been there for us. They've been there quickly, they've been there efficiently, their tech support is second to none. Now we're having fiber and we're going at speeds of 300-400 megabytes per second. The greatest satisfaction that I get out of my day is taking somebody who is kind of at the end of their wits, at the end of their rope. They've been everywhere. They've listened to multiple different doctors tell them multiple different things. And they finally come to us and we figure out that it wasn't any of that stuff. It was this. We fix it and we watch the lights go on in their eyes when we explain it to them. And we basically have this wonderful feeling at the end of it, like, I know this person's life is going to be changed forever as a result of some little thing that we did.
Thank you, Dr. J, serving the Baton Rouge area with 8 locations. Next, we sat down with Alzheimer's Services of the Capital Area. What an amazing local nonprofit helping families that are affected by Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's Services provides education and support to those who are affected by Alzheimer's and their caregivers and the professional caregivers who work with them. Our mission is to teach, care for, and connect with the Alzheimer's community. So we do that in the 10 parishes around Greater Baton Rouge. And we provide a lot of support services and education programs like Lunch and Learn and financial literacy. And one of our biggest programs is Charlie's Place. That's a day respite center so the caregivers can get a break from caring for their loved one. We have one in Baton Rouge and one in Ascension Parish. Charlie's Place is very unique. It's a social model where we just kind of have fun and the clients come and spend a day with their friend at somebody's house. It's a very home-like setting so that they're very comfortable when they come visit us for the day. We have a garden outside. They often go out in the garden or they may dance. We have partners, pre-K partners that come and they visit. It's really just a pleasant day for them while the caregiver gets 6 hours of time to themselves. EATEL became a corporate partner with us about 4 years ago and has been a wonderful partner, both in support through their in-kind donation of providing services for us and the reliability of the services. I just can't say enough where in 4 years' time we have not been down one single day for our internet and phone service. Alzheimer's is different for every single person. I've never seen anybody that had the exact same path. The type of people that work at Alzheimer's Services are very, very compassionate because they know they're going to hold your hand when you have this loved one you want to care for and keep at home as long as possible. So they are these loving, caring people who get invested in each of the families that call. We'd love for you to get involved and come out to the walk November 6th out at Blue Cross Blue Shield. It's a great opportunity to walk in memory or in honor of a loved one who suffered with Alzheimer's. November 6th, you can check us out at www.alzbr.org.
Thank you so much, Barbara, and the dedicated staff of Alzheimer's Services of the Capital Area and Charlie's Place.
Thanks, Tressie, and our local businesses and community organizations. Next up, we take it back to Monica, who shared a little bit of time with Principal Tomplay ahead of the homecoming game.
Thanks, Jeremy. So Ms. Beth, 2020, 2021, it's been a whirlwind of a few years, actually. How are you keeping everybody on track?
Oh, yes, ma'am. It has been quite a challenge for, just everyday normal stuff, but actually the kids are just doing phenomenal. Our teachers are just teaching. Every obstacle that they encounter, they just face it head on, and they are just resilient and they keep going. And we have had a great year despite the hurricane, despite our fields, despite any of the setbacks that they've had.
Oh, and you've had a ton of them. So this week is homecoming week.
Yes,
What kind of fun activities did we have happening? Well,
of course, we were able to name our court. We have some lovely senior ladies that are representing us this year, and then we also are able to bring back some of the traditions like our parade and our pep rally. We are doing some things a little bit different due to the fact that we did have to move our homecoming a little bit later in the year, and so we have to we had to adjust to the time change in that, and then we're keeping as many traditions as we can in any capacity, but homecoming was really important for us to still be able to celebrate and make sure that our kids just have a great year.
Okay, and traditions, which one's your favorite?
Ooh, in general, for all of school? Wow, I don't
anything.
Well, last week we celebrated something called the Shirt Off My Back for football, but we do it for many of our sports. But it's where one of our teachers, or actually a teacher, is recognized by each athlete, and for the contribution that they've made to them. And I think it just speaks volumes to the work that our teachers do. I think that being able to be recognized by a student is just that's why you do what you do. And so that's one of my favorite things. It started off with football, and now it has spread to other sports. And so it's just a great time. It makes teachers feel affirmed, and it really gives the kids a chance to, thank their teachers, and it's just a really great thing.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad y'all do that. Might be one of my favorite traditions as well. As far as this game, who's going to win?
Oh, come on, Gators.
Ah, okay. Thanks. Back to you.
From Sangamon Principal to Sangamon Production, check out what GNN is doing in the classroom.
This is actually a broadcasting class. It's referred to by anyone as GNN, Gator Nation News. So when the students come into the class, it's important to me that each of them learn every step of kind of the process that they must go through to create a news story. They create a script that they're responsible for, they film their show, they edit their show, and then they broadcast their show.
I think my favorite would probably be doing interviews out in the field. I just love interacting with people around campus. I've learned to work with other people from this class, like people from all kinds of backgrounds and all kinds of mindsets too. Like some people who are like, oh yeah, no rush, and some people who are straight to the schedule. But it's almost like a job, and that's what makes it really fun.
This is actually my favorite class I've ever been in throughout my whole high school years. It's very easygoing, comes naturally to me. So I remember coming to class one day, I was like, hey, I made a little rap about Sangamon. I was like, okay, let's hear it. And I just started singing it for them, and I was like, okay. I was like, cool. And I was like, okay, so I lip synced it. And it was just basically this overall fun thing to do.
All of my students start in different places and they all end up in different places, but if I can see that growth for the individuals, I really feel like we're learning something.
If anyone's thinking about joining it, I would say if you have any creativity in you, or if you love people and you just you want something fun to do on campus and you're an outgoing person, anyone can do it, and it's a lot of fun.
It's a very collaborative thing to do, so you have to understand other people's opinions and other people's viewpoints while also managing a lot of work. I just find it very fun because I like to get very creative. I insert some music, all of that fun stuff that the school overall likes to see. Well, when watching our show, you never really know what to expect. We throw in some crazy things in there,
we all kind of become a family. We all know more about each other than anyone would, and it's people all around campus that maybe I wouldn't have met unless I did this.
It's value added in any field. If you work at any company and you say, hey, I know how to make a video for us, they will use that skill for you.
We really cannot wait to see some of the great work coming from these students at GNN. Next up, from the classroom to the gridiron, as we talk to both coaches from Dutchtown and Sangamon about what they feel about this upcoming game.
I think this is the fourth time in 14 years that we've ended up missing a week one game for one reason or another related to weather. So, our kids are pretty resilient. They've been through a bunch in the last 4 or 5 years here. Of course, everyone went through COVID and we went through the flood, and we've been through a lot, and I think we're a little tougher for it.
Couldn't be more pleased with the resiliency of our guys. They surprise us every day, and it's gotten to the point where every day you come out and you look at the situation, you assess it, and then you make the best of it. And that's what we've asked them to do, and they've been super at it.
Well, that's what makes the games in Ascension Parish such a huge endeavor. These guys go to church together, they play Little League ball, they play travel ball together in multiple sports, and there's a lot of people that are friends with guys from each schools, and that makes it exciting to play against people that you know and have grown up and kind of followed throughout their careers.
They all mean the same, they really do, because a loss is a loss and a win's a win. But there's something there when you get guys that have been playing all their lives together and they live close to each other and they see each other on the weekends. There's something extra when you play a rival, and in this case, a Sangamon.
Mistakes are made in games on both sides. It's how you respond to them, and I think that's big in these rivalry games. When something goes against you, how do you respond to it?
Yeah, we put a ton of time into preparation, because the more you prepare them ahead of time, you know, you expect mistakes. They're kids. The more you can prepare ahead of time and make it a little easier on them when it comes to game night, that's what we kind of hang our hat on.
It's going to be an exciting night, a rivalry game against Dutchtown, senior night, and then we're going to throw homecoming on top of it to boot. So it'll be an exciting night at the pit.
2021 yet again strikes. The turf fields for Ascension Parish, Dutchtown has been kind of hosting. Is that going to continue, or where are we with that?
Well, you know, obviously, first of all, let's go all the way back to August of 2020 when the communities, you know, passed a 15.8 mils for us to pursue our next round of capital improvement projects, which is, you know, a new high school, some work at East Ascension, turf field, some work at Gonzales Middle, some work at Laurie Middle, some work at Donaldsonville High School. There's a long list of things there. Turf was one of them. And we initiated the turf field concept in the spring of 2021 and had an opportunity to get the project started about mid-spring. But we wanted to salvage the 2021 graduates to have at least an opportunity to graduate on their own fields. So we delayed the project till after graduation. Now I realize that weather prevented some of them from even being able to graduate, but who would have known that? You know, we either had to ditch all graduations in 2021 and start the project because we couldn't achieve getting it done by then, or we had to delay it to give at least an opportunity. And some of our graduates, Donaldsonville High School and East Ascension High School, were able to graduate on their own fields. And we're grateful for that for the 2021 graduates. They had been through so much and lost so much. So who could have really anticipated the weather we've had through the summer, a lot of rain, and then Ida. And then Ida really delayed the project significantly because you got crews that had to leave this area and then they couldn't get back because there were no hotel rooms. But we are up and running and hopeful. We're hopeful to get every football team in Ascension Parish at least on their turf field before the end of their season.
Yes. Well, that will be amazing. As far as this football game, though, who's the winner?
Come on, man. You know I can't tell you that.
I had to ask.
Ascension Parish is the winner, right?
Always.
We have great people, great coaches, great fans, great athletes, and they'll only be adversarial that night because when it's all over, we all lock arms and hands again and say, look, how do we support each other for success? So it's exciting to be rivals in Ascension Parish, and it's exciting to be partners.
That it is. And thank you for partnering with us. Yeah. Thank you for being here today. And back to you, Jeremy.
Thanks to Monica, Superintendent Alexander, as well as the students and teachers of Dutchtown and St. Amant. That's going to do it for our EATEL Tailgate Show. Next up is homecoming as St. Amant hosts the Dutchtown Griffins.
Into the end zone. Wide open. For the first time in 2021, welcome to the pit, the brand new field on the stadium. Jeff Porsche with Coach Swack as it's homecoming night for St. Amant, as St. Amant will take on Dutchtown for their homecoming game. But before we get to any of the action, we're going to throw it down to our sideline reporter, Joe Lee Hartman, who has an interview with the principal at St. Amant.
Number 6, Stephen Landry, outside linebacker.
Welcome everybody to the pit. The words, the pit. We are here. We are finally back at the pit tonight. What an exciting night it is for the Santa Maria Gators.
Number 8, Trayshawn Dunn.
And tonight I have with me the principal of Santa Maria High School, Miss Beth Tomplay. Miss Beth, how does it feel to be back at the pit?
Oh, we are so excited, and this is such a special night to be here, so it truly makes it a homecoming, and so it just could not be a better evening. The weather is perfect, the field is perfect, the kids are great, we're all excited.
And Miss Beth, tonight is the homecoming for Santa Maria High School. How does it feel to be at the pit for homecoming, and what does homecoming truly mean to the community of Santa Maria High?
Okay, so two parts of that question. Homecoming is about coming home, and that's exactly what we are doing. These kids, no matter what it has been, they have faced obstacles and they have overcome them, and it was just so important for us to be able for them to have this game here. It's why we pushed homecoming to the end, and it is why we wanted to have senior night and homecoming together, because it just means so much to the community, and I think we have so many alumni that are here. They're interested in the field, but they're also excited to be back home for us, and so it's just going to be a great evening.
I agree. And look, Miss Beth, this pit is not only home to our football team. What other teams kind of use the field through this?
Well, our soccer team is right up next, and so our girls and boys soccer teams, they both just started practice, and so they'll be starting their scrimmages this week. We're so excited for them to have this field, and so when it gets really, really gross and muddy during the winter when they play, we're ready for them with this field. And so we also have middle schools that'll use it as well, and so we're just excited about being able to have this spot for our whole entire community and our feeder system.
Well, I'm not going to say anything about this, but I agree. As a head girls soccer coach here at Santa Maria High School, I'm very excited about this field and just how beautiful it is. It captures everything that Santa Maria High is, with our gator head on the field and our colors here. And just like Miss Tomplay said, it's homecoming night here at the pit, and we're just so excited that we are back and that we have homecoming, which we are celebrating 42 years of Santa Maria High, and these memories, even though it's not the same field, we are still celebrating the past and wishing the present the best of luck. And Ms. Tomplay, is there anything that you would like to say to Dutchtown High that helped us out?
I really want to thank Carly Francois and her entire administrative team and all of the coaches that worked with us. The district too, Jeff Pyron has been instrumental in getting this done for us and on this timeline for us, and we're just so excited that the parish committed these funds to our, well, the taxpayers committed these funds to our schools, and we're just so thankful for all of them.
We thank you, Griffin Nation, and tonight we're going to see who's going to win right when this came.
Who's going to win?
Well, hopefully the Gators come through, but thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Tomplay. And here we go, Friday night here at the pit, first time. And we're going to come right back right after these messages.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never, ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
New inventory arriving weekly at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. We've got truckloads of inventory en route. Even if you don't see it on the lot, it's on the way during the end of summer sale at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales, like the new 2021 Sierra 1500 on the way at RossDowningHammond.com, RossDowningGonzales.com.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
If you believe in me, I'll be the first one in our family to graduate college.
I'll be the one to change our history of diabetes.
I'll live a healthy life.
If you believe in me, I'll know my worth is more than face value.
I'll be stronger than a weak heart. I'll know 68 pounds carries weight in this world.
If you believe in me,
I'll believe in myself.
Belief in our children can change their future. Our Lady of the Lake Children's Health.
The Title Law Firm has been fighting for our clients to get their best recovery for over 20 years. And now that tradition will continue to the next generation.
Hi, I'm Rick Tata, the newest member of the Title Law Firm.
We understand that it can be frustrating dealing with your claim.
So we're here to help you get what you deserve. If you're seriously injured in an accident, call the Title Law Firm today.
We're not just a face on an ad.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Tata.
Welcome back to the EATEL Game of the Week. As you see the senior football players being introduced, and SWAC, this is the grand reopening of the pit. The first and only home game in the regular season for Santa Maria at this field. So since this is the only home game that you're going to get during the regular season, you got homecoming, you got senior night, you got everything happening. This is a big deal for Santa Maria.
I'm going to tell you, it's an emotional night for a lot of people out here, including myself. It's really a great opportunity for the Santa Maria community to come out, and a lot of them been making the trip over to Dutchtown, and boy, what can I say? The job that Dutchtown did for East Ascension and Santa Maria, totally outstanding in getting things set up each and every week. And I know Chris Shakespeare had a big hand in that, but. Today is the night that both of these teams have to play this game, and it is an important game. Not on whether you're going to win the district or not. Catholic High's basically ran away with that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you what, the power ratings are crucial and critical. And so both of these teams are finishing with about as tough opponent as you can ask for with Dutchtown. I guess they're going to be Catholic's going to be visiting Dutchtown,
right?
And then Santa Maria's going over to East Ascension. Yep. So it's like a must-win, not to be in the playoffs, not to make the playoffs, but it's a must-win to try to get a home game. It's a must-win to try to see if you can improve going into the playoffs. And so it's going to be an interesting night when all of the dust settles from all this pregame activity. And I'm going to just say one more thing. Clark Lambert, he's looking, he's down below in the press box running the clock, and he's looking out at this field, and I know what he's thinking. In 1978, he came to Santa Maria High School, and all the way through my tenure as head coach and part of the time with Coach Oliver, he painted the field by himself every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And now he's looking at this field, and it's all done. And, boy, does it ever look beautiful out there, like all the other two fields too.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be able to be at East Ascension next week. And I want to give a shout-out to Jeff Pyron because he didn't make the guarantee, but he said we're most likely going to be playing here tonight a couple of weeks ago, and here we are. So, and Jeff's out here on the other side tonight on the Dutchtown side, so he's probably very proud of the way this field turned out as well. So that's one thing that that we get to look forward to. And we're going to talk about the two big stories this week as the game goes on. There's really two big stories here in Ascension Parish. The biggest one, of course, the opening of the pit in this new stadium. And you were talking about the power rankings. The other big story is East Ascension got a boost in the power rankings a couple of days ago because Brother Martin had to forfeit their game against East Ascension. So East Ascension gets the win there. So that's also going to be a big deal that we're going to talk about because that's going to help their power rankings.
Well, it's going to be a win and a loss for them in a way because let's just say Brother Martin continues on without the forfeit deal, and they win all of their games, and they win, let's say, 8 or 9, maybe even 10 games. I'm not real certain what that would be. Well, EA would get 10 points because they get all of their wins. They don't get any points because they didn't beat them. Now it's going to be flip-flopped on them. They're going to get 10 points for the win because it's going to evidently, if it just depends on, if what happens with the LHSA, if they bring it up and try to appeal it and stuff like this. And all these points on wins that they were going to be getting, they're not getting them anymore. So they're getting 10 for certain, and whatever happens the rest of the season, so they may end up with probably plus 4 or 5 points better than what they had before.
But it's still something, but that's what's been happening this week in Ascension Parish and high school football. And we got the game tonight, and that's where we turn our attention to for most of the rest of the evening. And it's Dutchtown at Santa Ma, Guy Mastretta versus David Oliver. And it's been a great rivalry for a long time. It's been a one-sided rivalry, but Santa Ma has kind of changed that over the last 6 years. And you see what happened last week. Dutchtown had the big win against McKinley. Santa Ma lost to Catholic, but one team played the best team in the district, the other team played the worst team in the district, and that's kind of what happened there.
And I'm going to tell you what. I mean, I was at Santa Ma for 27 years, and I saw a lot of years of Catholic High, and it is a big time game for all of the Ascension Parish schools, and it looks to me like over the last couple of years, Catholic has really skyrocketed their program.
Yes.
And really doing an excellent job. You see, Top Daly, one of my past coaches in charge of the ROTC, does a tremendous job, Jeff, with them, and I think he handles the ones at East Ascension also.
Yes, he definitely does a good job. And we're probably going to go to the coin toss and the national anthem. Not sure the order in which that's going to happen, but we can look at the captains here on the Santa Ma side, the side that we're on, and you see number 32, Jax Melanson, number 3, Cole Poirier, and then you also have number 6, Stephen Landry, and then number 80, Tanner Oliver. And we'll get to the Dutchtown captains in just a minute. I can see over there, looks like Dylan Sampson, Tanner Vadney, and Ty Quibido are going to be the captains over there.
And I'm going to tell you, that second name you said, Sampson?
Yes.
I truly believe it's a team game and it's not a one-man show, but I can tell you he can win a game by himself practically.
Yes.
I've just seen him. I've seen him in track. Just a quality kid and a heck of an athlete, and I know he's committed maybe to Tennessee or whatever. That's beside the point. I know one thing, between the tackles and also down that sideline and also involved in the passing attack, he is somebody that the Gators are going to have an eye on to at least try to slow him down tonight.
Ready for the anthem? We'll get to that right now.
Please prepare for prayer by removing your hats or helmets and bowing your heads. Hey God, thank you for allowing us the opportunity to wake up and start a new day in order to glorify you. I pray that you watch over our players, students, and audience, keeping them safe and in your care tonight. God, we thank you for the construction workers and administration for preparing a beautiful field for us to play on as we enjoy the end of our football season. While returning to the pit, I pray for the seniors and homecoming court being recognized tonight. Thank you for allowing us to watch your light shine through them throughout their years at Santa Ma. I pray that everyone enjoys their time together tonight and makes it home safely. In your name we pray. Amen.
Today's colors are being presented by the Sandoval Naval High School Naval Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. Sandoval Color Guard members are National Flag Cadet Bass, State Flag Cadet Johnson, Right Rifleman Cadet Schilling, Left Rifleman Cadet Schilling.
National anthem. And I'd like to add this, Jeff. You know, Sampson's one man, Cole Poirier's on the other side. Mm-hmm. The difference between the two is Cole's going to be able to get the ball in his hands on every snap.
Yes.
Whether he runs the ball, hands the ball off, or he throws the ball.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, Dutchtown is in the same predicament defensively as Sandoval is. These are two outstanding athletes that are very big parts of their offenses for their team, and so it's going to be interesting exactly what happens defensively on both sides of the ball.
It's going to be interesting because we need to see how Sampson is going to be tonight, first of all, because he has not been 100% for a few weeks. He was injured in the Woodlawn game. He went and tried to play in the East Ascension game, and he had limited time and limited action on the field. As you saw, a bunch of running backs like Langlois and Brown and all them come in, so he wasn't 100%. Then last week they played against McKinley, and they really didn't need him very much, so he got another chance to be healthy. And that whole offense last week, the quarterback didn't play, Pearson Pyron. He's been cleared to play. He should play tonight. And they're also missing their left tackle. Well, Will DeLone most likely will not play tonight. He'll probably be replaced by Wayne McKinney. So they've got a lot of questions on offense that need to be answered tonight.
And you know, these are things that happen when you play in this game of football. You know, I'm just telling you, week by week, because you also got to practice, and things could happen in practice. You know, things could happen on weekends. So it's a pretty brutal game, and a lot of things could definitely happen to each one of these kids. But so it's going to be pretty neat to find out, because this, you know, it's getting now to where this is kind of a rival game. You know, when I was the head coach, we were getting our tails beat and handed to us by Benny Say and the troops. Coach Oliver's come in and done a really good job. Coach Mastretta, just the Mastretta name, all the way back to his dad and the things that he has done here at different schools and now at Dutchtown. It's going to be a lot of fun watching what happens tonight.
Homecoming night here at Sandoval, so you have that to look forward to as well. And tonight at halftime, we're going to have the homecoming court introduced, and we'll show you the crowning of the homecoming queen as the Gators will receive the toss, or will receive the football to start this game. They're going to move from left to right. A lot of black on the field. Dutchtown black pants and black helmets with the white jerseys, and then back in black for Sandoval.
Well, you can't have that any other way. You know, Coach Oliver knows that. He's part of the tradition. And you have some coaches with Kenny Guidry and Seth Babin, you know, all part of this tradition at this school. And so now we're going to kick it off and see just exactly what happens. A lot of folks here. Boy, the band, Santa Monica band, when it got out there, I think it covered the entire field almost. So a lot of people involved here, a lot of things going on.
And talk about covering the entire field. How about that gator head? That thing looks magnificent on that field.
And Jeff Pyron told us this, and I'm going to just say this about Jeff. Totally outstanding job at what he does. Maybe not thanked enough, but I know he's really worked his tail off to get these things done. Thank you, Jeff Pyron, David Alexander, all the work to get these fields ready here for the regular season and hopefully in the playoffs for all the teams.
So we'll have the opening kickoff, and then we'll take a look at the Santa Monica offensive starters as Eder will kick off for the Griffins. And the pit is now open. And the kick is going to be taken short at the 10 to the 20, outside to about the 25, where Santa Monica will take over 1st and 10. Let's look at their offensive starters. Cole Poirier will be their quarterback, and then Taz Paul, and you'll see also Joshua Maurice in the backfield. And then the receivers, you have Forbes, Luke, Luquai, also Oliver at tight end. And then you have the offensive line, Powell, Smart, Weber, Williams, and Vaughn for Santa Monica. 1st and 10 from exactly a 25-yard line.
Well, it's going to be a nice little combination here when you're talking about Chris Harrell, defensive coordinator at Dutchtown, and offensive coordinator Seth Babin for the Gators, going back and forth. Little 5-yard gain by Taz Paul on the opening play.
So you see on the replay there as Dutchtown stops him after a 5-yard gain, trying that left side, and then is tripped up after the short gain. And we'll look at the entire Dutchtown defense after this play. 2nd and 6 from the 29.
You see Oliver in there, and he's your blocking back.
Yes.
And you'll see him go in a number of directions with kick-out block.
And there's a receiver wide open, caught for the 1st down. And that's number 23, Trace Forbes.
And watch the play. Poirier's reading this outside defender. Right there, 11 takes the out route, and he throws it in the pocket right there between the two DBs. Outstanding job there by Cole Poirier. And I'm going to just tell you, a great job right there by the defense of Dutchtown.
So Williams, Lewis, Anderson, and Marable on the line. McCaffrey, Agu, and Hanberry at linebacker. Reddix and Lewis at cornerback. Morrell and Madney at safety, 1st and 10. And looking deep again, and another receiver open, out of bounds. That's Forbes again as he beats Lewis and pushed out of bounds on the sideline.
I'm going to tell you how good of coaches we were at Galvez. We had Forbes at an offensive lineman. And he has become a heck of an athlete, a 2-sport guy, and hopefully a 3-sport guy this year. As outstanding basketball player, and hopefully on that track too.
And it's enough for a 1st down. So Santa Monica moving very quickly early on this game. 10:39 left to go in the 1st. No score. Cole Poirier getting the call from the sideline, and there you see in the backfield, you have the combo, Paul and Maurice.
So Oliver comes out, and Maurice comes in.
And there's Taz Paul, and he gets a couple before he's pushed out of bounds by Tanner Vadney. So short gain on the play.
Good job defensively right there. You're running that play basically into the sideline, and you kind of run out of room. But there are some alleys to cut up in there, and Maurice was the lead blocker there and did a nice job right there. You can see gain of 3.
Yes.
Dutchtown defensively.
2nd and 7 from the 38-yard line. Santa Monica moving very quickly on their opening drive, and now Paul is alone in the backfield with Poirier. And they fake it to Paul. He's under pressure, gets away, now rolls out. Throws downfield, overthrown, intended for Forbes, but had some quick pressure right up the middle.
Great job right there with basically your front four. There's a late linebacker coming. Poirier eludes him.
Yes.
But boy, they put pressure on him, and Poirier does a good job just throwing that ball out of bounds to make this a doable 3rd and 7 situation.
Credit that pressure from Tanner Vadney coming up from his safety position. He was a linebacker last year, so he's kind of a hybrid, but he disrupted that play and caused a problem.
And, I know Poirier, once Poirier sees that, your attention kind of gets off of the receivers.
3rd and 7, big play for Sandoval. And a handoff to Paul, and he's stopped. And that's number 22 on the tackle, linebacker Carter Hanbury. 4th down, and probably a position where you're going to go for it right here, right?
Field goal situation's not realistic. Punt situation is very realistic, and, you could pin them back. It all depends. If you feel like you got a 4th and 6 play, let it rip. Maybe you get them to try to jump off sides. Dutchtown's going to have to be defensively, and you can see right here, they go to a 3-man front.
And a whistle and a timeout will be called by Sandoval, so they're calling their first timeout. And so while we take this break, let's look at the all-time series between Dutchtown and Sandoval. And Swack, I know you.
Can we start 10 years after the Dutchtown opened up?
We don't want to talk about those early years, most probably. But then it kind of flipped in 2013. I was at that game, that 5 overtime, incredible game.
That was a great one.
But after that, Sandoval kind of took over the series, and then now they've won 4 out of 5, 4 out of 6. So.
It's been, look, I'm going to tell you what, I think eventually, and we'll talk about the school enrollments sometime during this game, but you're dealing with the top 10 enrollments of high schools in the state of Louisiana out of whatever 500-something high schools, and you got EA around number 10, you got Sandoval and Dutchtown in the top 2 or 3, and then you're going to get Prairieville coming in a few years. So Poirier is going to line up, and boy, they're going to fix it to put some pressure on him.
He's looking possibly for Forbes. He's been the main target tonight. Poirier rolling out. He's got room. He's going to get the first down by himself. To the 25. First down for Sandoval. Late flag comes in after the play, after he steps out.
All right, watch. They just don't get a containment on the outside right there, and Poirier does an outstanding job as a very good athlete, seeing that it is clear to the outside and picks up an easy first down. But we have to see what happens in the penalty situation.
Well, it looks like a coach is pointing a lot toward the Dutchtown side, at least in the Sandoval sideline.
Well, I can promise you they'll always do that. One side's going to point one way, one side's going to point the other. Well, and all that matters is what this guy does right here.
They were
and they call him the referee.
So
I think maybe a little late hit, but maybe when Poirier went out.
So that will put the ball in the red zone with 8:47 left to go in the first.
Boy, you saw it looked like Dutchtown. Boy, they had the pressure. They had the guys lined up there, and then they ran a little stunt where they did a little twist in there. The lineman handled it, and then the outside contained man never got around, and Poirier was able to make something happen.
So it's Poirier and Paul in the backfield for the Gators. First and goal at the 10. First and 10 at the 10, actually. Quarterback keeper, and he may not get back to the line of scrimmage. So that's no gain on the play, maybe a loss of 1.
Defensive line there for Dutchtown right there did an outstanding job. Well, watch right there. Poirier nowhere to go. Big 98 in there.
Aiden Lewis makes the big tackle.
I mean, he looked like a monster coming through that hole, and Poirier met him head on.
So it's a loss of 1. It's 2nd and 11. The ball was originally spotted at the 11, so they can get to the 1 and make a first down. So they don't need a touchdown. It's not a goal-to-go situation. Man in motion, and he gets the reverse, and he's strung out, and he's dropped for a big loss.
Great pursuit by Dutchtown on the outside. And look, I'm going to tell you, this is speed versus speed. Right there, nice block, but did not pin 22, and 22 stretches it out.
And that's number 26 with the tackle, Evan Reddix, at the cornerback spot. And then Hanbury came and escaped that block and came in on the tackle as well. Now that's a loss of 5. So now it's 3rd down and 16.
All right, you have a situation where field goals definitely possible.
Yes.
But the run is basically non-essential right here. It's going to be a pass somewhere with nobody in the middle. Your free safety coming. It's pure man.
And pressure hit and up for grabs, incomplete, knocked away by Agu. And that was Vadney again coming from that safety position on the blitz.
Well, you can see him coming. There's 40 and 25. 25 may back out.
And so Agu had a chance to actually pick that off, but it falls incomplete, and we're going to have a 4th down situation. And
a little bit difficult right here. These high school hashes, Jeff, are like 2 yards wider than the college, and probably 3 or 4 yards wider than the professional. Right. And it's not like it's same distance as kicking an extra point. Not on the field, but I mean, every extra point goes 40 yards basically.
And this is Poirier to kick the field goal line drive. No good, wide to the left. And Bersaje is their usual place kicker. They brought Poirier out there, and he missed that one wide to the left.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of hit that ball and it never did get the height that needed to get that ball, and the same in the direction also.
So Dutchtown bends, but they don't break on 4th down.
So you got half of this first quarter basically has been taken by Sandoval, and the big thing there, Dutchtown survives it by stopping them, no points scored.
Right. Looked rough for them for a moment, as you see Pyron on the field at quarterback for Dutchtown. Offensive starters coming after this play. And there's a keeper by Pyron, and he gets about 5 on the play. So it's going to bring up 2nd down. Let's look at the starters real fast, Swack. You got Pyron at quarterback, and then you got Sampson, and you'll see Bader Langlois a lot. And then Gloston and Watkins and Ickes at receivers and tight end. Then you got Delone, who probably will not be playing tonight, Quibido, Harms, Jones, and Fields. 2nd and 5, maybe call it 4 after a gain of 5, maybe 6.
And you have Michael Janis, offensive coordinator, calling the plays for Coach Mistretta. Got Dwayne Thomasy on the defensive side for the Gators.
So 2nd down, Pyron under pressure, and he slips, and he is tackled by number 32. We're going to talk about him a lot tonight, Jackson Melanson.
I'm going to tell you, Jackson Melanson is a heck of an athlete, and watch where he is, staying right there, eyeing Pyron, knowing that Pyron can basically be as effective as Sampson is in the run game. Jack's right there, following Pyron, making the tackle.
3rd and 3, and that was a actual wildcat snap to Dylan Sampson, but the snap was high, and that just busted up that entire play. See right there, Sampson.
And the ball was a little bit to the right and a little bit high. And I'm going to tell you, Sampson did a good job of knocking that thing down and catching it, but could not get anything going.
So Eder is going to punt tonight for Dutchtown. He's been the punter for the last couple of weeks while Pyron was injured. 2 Gators back to receive at about the 35-yard line. And there's a punt, and it's a short punt, and it's taken by number 38, that's Taylor, gets it past midfield. That looked unusual because the other guy called for a fair catch. There's a flag. That might be what it was. I think that Luke called for a fair catch.
And look, we've done a few of the games, and Luke is the guy that's always the return guy just about every time. A lot of times, I think he's been there by himself. But you have 2 quality guys in there with 38, also a backup, also a receiver, and DeAndre Taylor.
And you saw on the replay just now, he kind of did a half, a 3/4 kind of fair catch signal, but then Taylor came up and grabbed it anyway, and they're going to be penalized because of it. So let's look at the official. And so the penalty will push.
I think they call that a delay of game or something like that.
That's what it looked like. And so the official right now is at the 36. That may be the line of scrimmage.
All right, so the Gators, if you want to call that, win that first couple of series right there.
Yes.
Didn't score. Dutchtown
3 and out.
Able to prevent the field goal from being good or helped out on that. And then also here the Gators come back on offense. Let's see what happens this time.
Poirier and Paul. It's Poirier. Across the right side, lots of room, flag down. He gets the midfield, but this is probably going to come back, Swag.
You got the white hat that threw the flag. Telling the referee to stay right there.
Maybe a hold.
Good job out of receivers blocking downfield, but you can see everybody headed back toward in the direction of the cannon.
So as you said, Swag, it's a hold, and you kind of summed up the first half of the first quarter pretty well. Santa Maria had a long drive, couldn't do anything. Then Dutchtown comes back 3 and out. Good job by the Santa Maria defense. And now, after the 10-yard penalty, it's actually going to be an 11-yard penalty. So it's going to be 1st and 21 from the 25. So they're moving backwards. They initially, after the punt return, had the ball past midfield. The 2 penalties push them back.
We're talking about a 1st and 19 or 20. Long ways to go, but in this age with the
setting up the screen, caught by Paul. And it's strung out. Good job by Hanberry, the linebacker, as he came up and made that tackle and kept it as a short
Watch the job that Poirier does right here. Getting the defense to come to him. Now watch the job the defense does. Waiting on them right here after the completion.
Held it to a 3-yard gain. So it's 2nd down and 18. They're at the 28. They got to get to the 46. 4:13 left to go. No score. Homecoming night at Santa Maria. The grand opening of the pit for 2021 in the brand new turf field. 2nd and long for the Gators. Shotgun, and Poirier throws, and it's wide of the intended receiver, Luke. And so that brings up 3rd down. So Luke tried to make the catch, but it was a little bit behind him. And so now Santa Maria facing a 3rd and long situation. This is the 2nd time they faced a 3rd and long. They had a 3rd and 16 at their own 17 earlier.
You've had a couple of situations where the defensive line has done a good job putting pressure on Poirier. Then looked like offensively they did a pretty good job.
Yes, and now Dutchtown does a good job holding Trace Forbes to a short gain. Alvin Lewis with the tackle, and so it's going to bring up 4th down and about 14. So a short gain on the quick pass from Poirier to Forbes.
And basically that's a win for the defense. We'll let you catch it. We're going to come up and tackle Trace Forbes, and that's what they did right there.
Dutchtown should get good field position out of this. Poirier is going to punt. He's a good punter. A.K. Burrell's back for Dutchtown at the 35.
So Poirier in the punt formation for the Gators. Burrell back deep.
And so they're punting away from Burrell, and it bounces sideways. Not a great punt, but it gets to about the 43-yard line. So Dutchtown, with the help of those 2 penalties, Swag, kind of changed field position in this game.
Yeah, you know, there's no doubt about that, and you make up a great point right there, because when you start a drive and you're inside the 20, you know, like Dutchtown basically was a while ago, it's tough right there. And you had Sampson, if I recall, did not carry the ball at all until he got into the Wildcat situation.
And they have the Wildcat again, as you see. Here's the Pyron. He's a slot to the left. As you look at the Santa Maria defensive starters. And right there, that's Bader Langlois with the ball. He breaks 3 and gets a 1st down to the 44. So they do the Wildcat snap to Langlois that's got better results.
And I'm going to tell you, Jeff, this guy impresses me. Not a very big kid, but he's quick. He's got good speed. very good athlete, and he can slowly win some games in some big plays that he makes.
But it looks like it's going to come back.
Well, we've had a few flags here right off the bat.
Absolutely. And on both teams, illegal block is going to be the call against Dutchtown. So the first down is negated.
Well, you talk about a legal block. You know, when you're inside that tackle box from tackle to tackle, you know, you're in pretty good shape. You get outside of that and you start blocking below the waist. That can easily be called, especially by your side judges.
Both teams have a penalty on their first play of their latest drive. Now Pyron is back at quarterback. And there's a traditional handoff to Sampson. Breaks a tackle, cuts outside, got one man to beat, and he's gone. Touchdown, Griffins. There's a flag on the play.
And the white hat's not running down there. He's standing in the middle of the field.
It's coming back.
I know Coach Mistretta's not happy with this. Coach Oliver says, bring him back. Boy, Sampson.
He put it in that
the leg strength on Sampson's got to be tremendous. I mean, he just kind of pulls the tackler along, then breaks out of that, and then the quickness and speed takes over after that.
And you hadn't seen that for about 3 weeks because of the injury. So I think that's a good sign that Sampson is getting back close to 100%, which is good news for Dutchtown, even though the touchdown is called back, and that's the worst news of all.
I would say the Dutchtown people did not sound like they were real happy with that.
No, they were furious. 2:23.
I tell you what, man, it's hard enough to score.
Yep.
And you need all those points in these big games like this.
Yes, you do. So the touchdown negated by a penalty. And here's Pyron with the keeper. That's not going to go very far as he's taken down.
And that's
Lee Amade on the tackle.
Amade right there is one of the inside linebackers. And look, let me just tell you, what Pyron brings to this team is tremendous fake and go situations, like he did right there. Faking, here you go, they're moving, having a little offensive line movement where they have 3 offensive linemen to the right.
Right, heavy on that right side now. And they go to Baylor Langlois. He turns the corner. First down for the Griffins. All the way down to the 43-yard line.
And watch here, the offensive line, they just zone blocking, getting outside right there. Just did not get anybody to contain on the outside. Langlois had showed his speed and quickness right there.
Stephen Landry tried to bust it from the start, but Langlois was able to get past him, and they get the first down. 3 left, 1 right. Sampson, Pyron, the backfield. 1st and 10 for the Griffins. And, that's you've seen kind of Pyron slip, and his footwork doesn't seem to be too crisp out there right now.
Well, sometimes when you have that play right there, if the quarterback will step forward a little bit, he can kind of run into the running back who's basically running parallel to the line of scrimmage, and that kind of looked what happened, and Pyron looked like he just got tripped up a little bit.
So it's going to be a 3-yard loss, 2nd and 13 for Dutchtown. Now Jaden Brown is in the backfield.
When you have Dutchtown in this trips with a bunched up pyramid look.
And look who the two of the guys are. That's Langlois and Sampson. And they go to Sampson, then that's bounced to him incomplete. So they were trying to set up a couple of blockers for him, but the pass was just too short.
And, you could count that as simple little play. A screen pass, 2 guys block in front. Ball never did get to Sampson.
And Pyron, he's missed the last couple of games. He was injured, and so he's probably still getting his rhythm back right now, playing in a big game.
Because I'm going to tell you, Jeff, I saw him against East Ascension. I thought he was starting to develop into a decent high school passer.
He is, absolutely. As Sampson tries to try the right side, and that's not going to be enough as it's 4th down after a about 6-yard gain. It's going to be
Boy,
third
into the sideline. I'm just not a big fan of this play into the sideline. But, sometimes it's a call determined on personnel that's into the sideline defensively. But when you have 21, give him this room out here. He can make you look like a real good coach with all this space.
Dutchtown's going to go for it on 4th down. You saw Santa Maria in a similar situation go for it on 4th down. They converted.
Yeah, and could you have this situation where you're trying to get them to jump? No.
And so looking, and that slant to Langlois has been there a lot in the last few weeks, but they just missed it right there.
Parra, nice little look over the middle. Gators do an outstanding job defensively. It looked like it was pretty much a man situation with Langlois going across the middle. Good coverage.
And so Santa Maria survives the first real test from Dutchtown as the penalty negates a touchdown. Then they stop them on 4th down on the incomplete pass. So Santa Maria's defense answers.
Well, we're down to the last 19 seconds. A lot of action here, Jeff.
Yes.
The fans on both sides have been excited and not too excited, depending on the situation.
First down, and that's Paul for a short gain, and he's taken down by number 39 for the Griffins. That's Trident Williams on the final play of the first.
And he comes back. Williams comes from his backside defensive end spot.
And so that's the end. That's the end of the first quarter. Let's go to an interview.
Hey everyone, we're at the pit. Even though that we're playing Dutchtown tonight, I'm here with Chief James LeBlanc, and he was going to talk about next week when the Santa Maria Gators take on East Ascension. Chief James, what do we have next week? What does the community have to look forward for?
So we're going to move into that 14th year in a row where we've done the shout-out. So Monday will start off with a great, big, huge golf tournament between the EA and Santa Maria people. And then we'll come Thursday night, we'll be at Lamar Dixon, large arena for the shout-out event between the two schools and see who takes home the Spirit Stick. But most of all, it's a great event where we have given East Ascension High School and Santa Maria High School over $170,000 in the last 13 years. And can't do it without EATEL. EATEL is the corporate sponsor for this event. We're just blessed to be able to keep doing this year after year. Remember, when East Ascension and Santa Maria play, that's two communities becoming one for our youth, and that's what we do.
Well, thank you, Chief, and back up to you guys.
And on second down, pass complete. First down as they make the connection to Noah Luke for the first time tonight, Coach.
And watch this pass by Poirier to Luke. They've probably been throwing this for 4 years over here. All the way, not all the way across the field, halfway in the middle of the field. Nice little simple out route. Outside receiver runs him off. Nice little pitch and catch. Good coverage right there and tackled immediately out of bounds.
That was a goo on the tackle for Dutchtown. I know you're a big fan of him and his brother. 1st and 10 for Santa Maria, as you see in the backfield. You got Paul along with Poirier, 3 left, 1 right. First down, quick pass, wide open. As Luke is going to try to cut it outside and does not get the first down, but he gets about 8 before he's tackled by Hanberry.
And all you have there is a little RPO. You either hand this ball off, nobody covers on the outside. Noah Luke, and nice little flip, and he gets up the field. You say, well, didn't gain much right there. Yeah, but you leave a 2nd and 2 situation. You can do a lot of things offensively.
And so it's 2nd and 2, and Santa Maria driving for the 2nd time tonight. They missed the field goal. Dutchtown had a touchdown called back by a penalty, so there's no score. On 2nd down, Poirier will not get the first down as he's tackled by Anson McCaffrey, number 40. And so it's going to bring him 3rd down. Also Lewis on the tackle.
And you got the famous play, I call it the fake and go. You see it at all levels, not so much at the NFL. But anytime you have an athletic quarterback, just like Dutchtown has, and just like Santa Maria has, that thing can be run for big yardage. on any play.
So still a third down and about 2.5 for the Gators in a tight box, and ball up the middle. First down, 20, 15, 10, 5 down to the 3. First and goal for the Gators.
Taz Paul does just like Sampson, break through that initial charge. Everybody's there, nice little cutback. Should have made the tackle right there. Paul carries it down inside the 1 or 2 yard line. The Gators in a little heavy position here.
First down, Paul up the middle, no way. Stopped at the line of scrimmage by about 4 Griffins. So that time they win the battle. McCaffrey on the tackle.
And Dutchtown, outstanding. Harold right there had basically everybody at the line of scrimmage and made it penetrated. We got 74 coming out of the game.
And DeAndre Taylor coming in. So they're going to go with an extra wide receiver.
Well, basically you had but you still have Oliver in there, and so it could easily be.
Now it's an empty backfield, and Poirier's going to keep it. Touchdown! And Santa takes the lead on homecoming night, 6-0.
So you see Paul goes in motion right here. Watt. Poirier looks like he's going to throw the pass out there. 40 goes a little bit in motion with him. That was McCaffrey. And Poirier able to slip into the end zone right there for our first score of the big game.
And he's going to get double duty as he's going to kick the extra point as well. As I said, usually you see Bursajay in, but it looks like they're going to set up for the extra point, and it looks like this time the extra point is going to come from Bursajay, who's a different number here. And it's up, and it's good, and let's take a break. 9:25 left to go. Santa Maria 7-0 with the lead. You're watching the EATEL High School football game of the week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing GMC, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of our sports medicine program.
Poirier with the touchdown, Bursajay with the extra point, and it's 7-0. Bursajay, Swack, you were pointing that out to me. He's had a great season on extra points. He's now 31 out of 33. So that's a good and reliable kicker right there. And we're ready for the kickoff. And that is Bursajay again. And they're going to do the short kick.
A little pop-up right there in that little hole.
And it looks like Langlois grabs it at about the 26 and goes out of bounds.
Good job by Langlois getting that ball and getting maybe 5 yards right there. What I don't like, Jeff, is when you catch it right there or you get the ball on the first bounce, all of a sudden you take off running to the right side. And here you get 15, you gain 15 or 20 yards going left to right, and you gain 0 going north and south right there. So nice job by Langlois right there. I like to kick too. You know, if you're not going to consistently kick in the end zone and you fear a Sampson or Langlois back there, you know, kind of kick it where they're not. And kind of helps you in a return game.
And if it bounces, who knows where the bounce would go. First down, Sampson is stopped cold. And a flag, as I saw a little extracurricular on the Dutchtown side. It might be. I believe that one of the Dutchtown players may have been trying to get some players off of Sampson. Melanson made the tackle, but then somebody came in on the Dutchtown side. Let's see who they call on the penalty.
Well, I'm not real certain, but I saw Melanson come like a little streak of lightning right there at the end. And I'm going to tell you, you better be like that, you know, because Sampson's got the ability, once he gets through that front 6 or 7, it's going to be a long play.
So the penalty is going to be called against Dutchtown. So another penalty. And it was nice that you saw the offensive lineman and the defensive lineman shake hands after the play. Kind of just let that go. But that's tough for Dutchtown right there.
And that's what You know, I've been involved in this a long time in this parish, and I'm going to tell you, you know, mortal enemies tonight, but after that, you know, I'm sure you're pulling for each other.
Right. This is not an ugly rivalry. This is a rivalry where you got friends and cousins and family on both teams.
You got Sampson in the backfield.
So it's going to be second down and about 25, and they're going to take Pyron out the middle, and he does a good job keeping it. And you see there was some more little wrestling with the receiver and the DB, but that's been stopped. So now it's third down and long.
Pyron, this is what he is so good at.
Yeah.
Fake and go, and he's not a real big kid. He gets behind there, just like Langlois, and then all of a sudden, it's Sampson to a certain degree, and then all of a sudden he appears and he's downfield.
And a quick pass, and it's too hot for Langlois, and it's incomplete. And so that's a 3-and-out, and a really fast 3-and-out. And Santa Ma's going to get the ball back very quickly. So that drive must not have lasted more than a minute.
Yeah, and this is where Dutchtown, you know, gets equaled out a little bit. If you cannot get the ball down the field other than with Sampson's legs, you need to make sure you can get it down there some other way, and in the passing game, or throwing to him or Langlois out of the backfield, and that hasn't been successful so far tonight.
So Taylor and Luke back deep as Etter's going to punt again, and this is a really good punt by Etter, and it's going to be taken. And short return by DeAndre Taylor as good special teams coverage by the Dutchtown defense. And I want to ask you a question here, Swack, about the first quarter. Santa Ma doesn't give up any points, and the last 2 weeks they've given up 48, and they gave up points in the 50s last week. How does when you get a shutout in that first quarter, does that help the momentum out there for you?
You know, I'm just telling you, and look, it also helps that long run, that touchdown run by Sampson comes back. You know, all these things.
The incomplete pass dropped, and that could have gone for a lot to Luke. But continue your point if you want to.
And you know, this game, just like any game you play, it's all about momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, right now I'm not going to say it's going one side or the other, because Santa Ma seems to have made a few more plays than Dutchtown offensively. And it hasn't been great big plays, but it's been enough to get that one score in there off that long Tazpaw run. So it's going to be interesting just to see what happens the rest of the way here.
All right, and it's 2nd and 10, and the pass is caught, broken tackle, but then wrapped up very quickly afterwards by Agu. Not enough for a first down. Good catch by Taylor.
This Adu comes from middle linebacker spot and tackles you on an out route. Watch this right here. Missed him right there. He zeroes in, and he makes sure that you remember just exactly who he was.
Right. His brother was a cornerback last year for Dutchtown, and I believe he went on has a track scholarship, I believe somewhere here in the state of Louisiana. So both of them are good athletes. He's the bigger of the two.
Now you got 10 seconds left on the clock for the play clock.
All right, and third down, and that is enough for a first down. Cole Poirier with the keeper down to the 40.
It looked like a goal line play right there, which I guess it was. Third in a short situation where you had two basic tight ends in there blocking for Poirier, and he fake and go and was able to get it off to the right side, a gain of 3, and only needed 2.
So waiting for the chain gang to set up. I think they're ready now. 1st and 10 exactly at the 40. And quick pass and incomplete, intended for Taylor. And it looked like Lewis was in there ready to make the tackle anyway. 2nd and 10.
I'm going to tell you, Lewis did a great job right there, coming off the corner spot, seeing what's happening, leaving the outside receiver. And I know Coach Seth Babin watched that. One little pump to the outside, and that receiver is going to be all by himself down the sideline. So might need to watch that to see what happens in that situation.
2nd and 10, 6:51 before halftime. And this is Paul strung out, and he's down. And
on the left side for the Gators.
Little chippy again, but Paul slipped. He had.
Well, Caden Powell right there came in from the left side there and made a nice block to seal the pursuit angle of one of the defenders. And Taz Paul had some room to run.
So everything has been kind of settled down real quick. Both teams, this is a big night. And so both, as we talked about, both of these teams, friendly rivals, 3rd and 10.
Nobody in the backfield but Poirier.
Poirier rolls out. He's pressured by Vadnais, and he's down for the sack. Vadnais finally got him. That's the 3rd pressure he's had tonight.
Poirier doing a good job of getting out of the pocket. Dutchtown doing a better job. That's Vadnais, number 10, doing a good job of diving there and tackling Cole Poirier for a 4 or 5 yard loss. The Gators then punting the situation.
And so Poirier is going to punt to Burrell. Burrell is going back down to the 10. So they got a chance to pin the Griffins deep in their own territory right here with a good punt. Clock running, 5:20. And he gets it away, and it's a good one. It's a line drive. And Burrell, I believe he did not call for the fair catch. He gets to about the 28. It looked like he was moving his arms a little bit, but did not call for the fair catch. So it's 1st and 10 for the Griffins. Or you see an official back at the 8, and he's going to move on down. No flag was thrown. So 5:05 left to go. And I want to remind you again, it's homecoming night. We got the homecoming activities going on. The crowning of the Queen is going to be at halftime. We'll have that live. And when we get another break, we're going to start looking at the homecoming court. But we'll keep with the action right now. But we will give you a look at the girls who are going to be on the homecoming court.
And I think our sideline reporter, Jolie Hartman, is going to interview the homecoming queen during the halftime festivities.
So 1st and 10. Dutchtown with the ball at the 29.
Sampson at quarterback.
Yep, that Wildcat again gets a yard. Other than that long run that was called back by a penalty, they've done a good job on Sampson tonight.
Well, this is what I see right there. And it doesn't matter. We saw it with the Goo just a while ago. You got Lee Amity and Jax Melanson. They have got to play a great game in the defensive line, and that's on both sides. Linebackers have to make plays for you in the run game.
2nd and 8. And a keeper by that's Langlois. That's Langlois with the ball, not Pyron. So it's another Wildcat snap. There's Langlois and Sampson in the backfield. You're smiling, you're grinning from ear to ear.
I just love this situation. Mike Janis is doing a tremendous job. The guys in the huddle, who's playing quarterback this play? Langlois says, I take it.
We've had 3 guys under center here tonight, and only one of them's a quarterback. As another Wildcat, a keeper, and that's going to be the key. That's Langlois again. They keep on saying Pyron, but it's Langlois. And if Sampson isn't doing anything, you got to try another angle, right?
Well, and let me just tell you, Coach Mistretta saying, call it again, call it again.
And so I believe now Langlois is in the slot, and so this is Pyron. So they're not calling it again. Now they're going to try Sampson. He's got to cut around a down lineman, and he gets a little. Not quite enough for a first down. 3:35 left to go.
On the play for the Gators.
So it's going to be 3rd and short. So possibly 2 down territory right here. Looked like Melanson made the tackle right there for the Gators.
And nope, you got Pyron in at quarterback with Sampson in the backfield.
And Langlois in the slot.
Good job right there. Pyron trying to get the Gator defensive line to jump. They did very good discipline, didn't move. Gets the play from the sideline. I'm sure he's going to hand it to 21.
No, he keeps it, and he gets the first down. Gain of 5. That's a hard run right up the middle by a young, small quarterback like Pyron.
And Stephen Landry on the play.
And I'm going to tell you what, does a tremendous job right there not wasting any time or talent right there, just going straight ahead and picking up the first down.
3:09 left to go before halftime. This has just been a lightning quick game, even with the penalties. And here's Sampson, and nothing doing. He gets a yard. That's about it.
So let me educate you, Jeff, on this play a little bit.
Yes, please.
Cam Newton play, baby, all the way up to the NFL. And basically, Sampson's just running a parallel line from that line of scrimmage about 5 yards deep. And Pyron is faking it or meshing it, as we would call it. And he's just looking at that defensive end who's not being blocked. And if he goes out, he pulls it and keeps it. If he stays in, he hands it to 21.
Thank you, Swack. Second down, there's Langlois. He'll try the middle. He gets a couple. So it's going to be 3rd down and 6, and that clock is running. Dutchtown has not used the timeout yet. They may be starting to think about that in the back of their heads. 3rd down and 7, I guess we'll call it.
These are crucial situations. Now it's a little bit longer than the past couple of 3rd down situations. So look at Pyron right here. I'm looking at quarterback draw.
Could be. Could be the fake to Langlois, keep it up the middle. He did a great job with that against East Ascension. He's going to throw. He's in trouble, though. He may have been grabbed by the face mask, and that's it. So they're going to get 15 yards. They'll bail him out of that one. And so let's look at the replay.
Looks like an outside rush.
And it's Carpenter who got him. You can see the head turn.
Just stuck that hand in there, got a piece of that face mask, and that referee's standing right there, right by the quarterback, seeing what's going on. And I think that's going to be a spot foul.
It should still be enough for a first down.
And if it's 15 yards, that's going to bring it. That's going to bring it to the 30.
Yep. Dutchtown has a chance to tie it right here, and that would be a big deal because Santa Ma's moved the ball very well, except for that long touchdown run. Dutchtown's had a little trouble. This is their longest drive of the night so far, and it's been aided by a penalty. So now you got the Wildcat again. Langlois into center. High snap, he keeps it and breaks a tackle down to the 20, first down, depending on the spot. And 120-something left to go on the clock.
And you ask yourself, Jeff, what's the difference between Langlois or Pyron running this ball? And probably not a whole lot.
Not really.
But I can just tell you, Pyron's out there in the slot, and he says, keep going, guys. I'm behind you 100%.
2nd and inches, and Langlois keeps it, and now it's a first down. So it's 1st and 10 for the Griffins, and that clock, 1 minute left to go. As the chains move, timeout has not been called. Now the clock is running again. Chains are not set yet, but the clock is moving. We're down to 50.
There's that offensive line moving to the left. Last time this happened, they went with the movement to the left.
And now Pyron under center. And a handoff, and not going to happen. And so tackled by number 95.
Boy, the Gator defense right there just stacked it up and brought everybody and really did a good job penetrating right there before Sampson could get things going on.
So timeout called. Let's look at the homecoming court since we have a little bit of time, 33 seconds. The homecoming court for Santa Ma. All the girls will be introduced at halftime, and you see all these wonderful girls here. Sarah Arsenault, Dawn Baptiste, Maya Bascom, Riley Boudreau, Gracie Bourgeois, Blake Brignac, Abby Bruno, Lily Cook, Anna Bruno, Maggie Diaz, Gracie Guillot, Julie Jacob, Brett Myers, Robin Robinson, Jenna Spillman, Avery Stone, Tatum Thomasy, and Caden Wascombe. And one of them is going to be crowned in about 15 minutes.
And we're joined here by the queen of maybe a few years ago, Jolie Hartman, our sideline reporter. Just a few years down the road, she was out there crying her eyes out and excited as could be.
2nd and long, and Pyron is sacked. Melanson. The ball is loose, but I think they've blown the whistle.
Well, that's a right call by the white hat right there. Now look, it's a 3-man, 4-man, 6-man rush right there.
95
and
also
look,
in on that.
And who meets at the quarterback in the backfield? The two linebackers right there. Amant, 25, and Melanson, 32, on a delayed-like stunt.
Yes. And they're moving backwards, and a timeout has been called. And so we got a 7-0 lead. What have you seen out here, Swack? Any trends?
Well, I'm going to tell you, if you're Santa Monica, you say 7 is not enough.
Yeah.
You know, unless we have the ball and there's 1 second left in the game or whatever.
One play and Dylan Sampson can tie it.
There's no doubt. But I'm going to tell you, Langwell and Pyron, they could do their thing. And look, if Pyron could ever get set in the passing game and hit one of those little slant throws like he did against, I think, East Ascension, that could definitely happen. But I'm impressed totally defensively in Santa Monica. Now, they've given up a little drive right here. But it hasn't been many longer than 7 or 8 yard plays right there. They had a penalty that hurt them right there. Their defense has been totally outstanding, and I'm interested to see what happens with 24 seconds and you have a 3rd down. So basically you're going to have 2 plays here, and here comes the linebackers.
And a whistle. So we're going to have another timeout.
Coach Thomas is going, where were these people that played defense for us the last couple of weeks? Because tonight they have shown up and doing an outstanding job.
And you're talking about the coaches. Let's talk about you see the girls headed to the field for halftime. Let's look at the Dutchtown versus Santa Monica career records. And if you want to look away, Coach.
Let me just tell you.
You got.
Hey, does this mean anything? We beat Dutchtown Middle. I mean, can you give me like half credit?
Oh no, we gotta give you all the credit when we do our whole middle school report. But
I'm gonna tell you what, Benny Saya, he had a great coaching staff, and boy, I'm gonna tell you what, it was nice. The players that he had, boy, they did a good job.
And so you have that situation where you have the, as we said, Santa Monica winning right here, and they've won 4 out of the last 6.
You might pass this ball to Sampson right here.
Another high snap. They've had trouble. And can he get free? He does. But he doesn't have time to set. Now throws it. A sliding catch. Not enough for a 1st down, but that might help him out for a field goal.
Field goal definitely right there, and I'm going to just tell you, I think they need to go for a field goal. You might say 3rd and 6 right here, or 7.
No, it's a 4th down. It's a 4th down. And a
Mm-hmm.
timeout's called with 2 seconds, so they're setting up for the field goal. Yeah. Eder is a good one.
So you have the same situation that Poirier had trying to kick a field goal on the first series, a little bit longer, but you had it on that left hash. It gets a little iffy to me. I know these guys practice this and everything else, but this is not like kicking an extra point where all I got to do is kick the ball straight. When you have to put a little bit of an angle on it, everything has to be good for you. The snap has to be good, the hold has to be good, and we have to put that ball between those 2 uprights.
I would think that they are kind of planning ahead for a situation where they might have to kick, and so they were setting that play up to the left side of the field. So I think they probably knew they were going to the left hash. I know some kickers will favor a left hash or right hash. I'm guessing Eder might be favoring that left hash.
And the Santa Monica rush against Pyron
just been relentless.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you, I think it was Big 99 Carpenter that chased him, and I think had a fingernail on him and almost tripped him up slightly. Pyron did a good job of getting back to his feet and making that throw, and a great catch right there to put Dutchtown in this situation. See, you have a left-footed kicker from the left hash. I don't know, that doesn't seem good for me, but we'll see.
So here comes Eder, and we're going to have the whistle. The timeout's going to be called by Santa Monica. So what we could do, let's talk about District 5-5A and what's happening and what this game means in district play. As Catholic, of course, in control of this district right now.
Very much in control.
And
they might be
McKinley
in control of the
bottom.
state.
Yes. East Ascension kind of jumped ahead with that 2-1 record. And so you see right here, Dutchtown, Santa Maria, well, in terms of district play, you're going for fourth place right now, but a big win by Santa Maria here tonight, and they're at 17 in the power rankings, and they got that in the back of their head. Dutchtown's in the 20s. They need a little more help, but this could make a big difference for Santa Maria.
You look at East Ascension, Jeff. 2 weeks ago, they had one win.
Yep.
One win. And you know, when we talk with Lyle and stuff like that, you know, we're talking about, well, East Ascension's probably going to have a home game. They got one win right now, and, boy, they have really come on strong here the last 3 games and then getting the forfeit over
Brother Martin. All right, here comes the field goal. It's a 31-yarder, and it's up.
Looks
good. It's got the distance.
Looks no good,
wide
says
left.
the Gators. I just don't like that left side, left-footed kicker. And the Gators go in with a lot of momentum right here.
Dutchtown will get the ball to start the second half.
Dutchtown's getting the ball, and so it's going to be interesting to see what happens in our second half.
So halftime, and then the homecoming court and the homecoming queen will be introduced. And we'll take a break. You're watching the high school football game of the week on EATEL.
New inventory arriving weekly at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. We've got truckloads of inventory en route. Even if you don't see it on the lot, it's on the way during the end of summer sale at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales, like the new 2021 Sierra 1500 on the way at rossdowninghammond.com, rossdowninggonzales.com.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Good evening, Gator Nation, and welcome to Homecoming at the Pit. We are proud to present your 2021 Homecoming Maid. Our first maid this evening is Miss Sarah Arsenault. Sarah is being escorted by her parents, Scott and Bridget Arsenault. Sarah is an honor student is currently a member of Gator Rally, Beta, Thespian Society, and GNM. She is also a 4-year member of the Lady Gators soccer team. Outside of school, Sarah enjoys working out and shopping. After graduation, Sarah plans to attend Belhaven University and major in political science. She would like to thank her parents, brother Kyle, and teammates for always being there for her to rely on anything and everything. Go Gators! Our next maid is Miss Dawn Baptiste. Dawn is being escorted by her grandfather, Charles Bove, and her mom, Sandra Baptiste. She is a member of Gator to Gator, STA Choir, and Beta, where she serves as vice president. She's also a 4-year member of the Code. Outside of school, Dawn has participated in the Girl Scouts, as well as the liturgical dance team, drill team, and choir at her church. After graduation, Dawn plans to attend the University of Central Arkansas, where she will pursue her career as a midwife. She would like to thank her peers and her family for allowing her to represent them and take part in this awesome opportunity. Let's go Gators! Our next homecoming maid is Miss Maya Bascom. Maya is being escorted this evening by her parents, Eric and Amy Bascom. Maya is an honor student, AP scholar, and the class of 2022 senior class president and student of the year. She is the captain of the cross-country team and a 4-year member of the track team. Her clubs and activities at STA include student council, Gator Rally, Gator to Gator, and 3 years of Beta. After graduation, Maya plans to go on a humanitarian trip to Uganda, Africa for 4 months teaching children English. She will then attend Southern Utah University in January of 2023 on a full-ride academic scholarship. Maya would like to thank the student body, faculty and staff, and community for the opportunity to be a part of this awesome experience. Go Gators! Our next homecoming maid is Miss Riley Boudreau. Riley is being escorted this evening by her godfather Tony, her godmother Randy, and her grandmother Harriet. Riley is an honor student and a 4-year member of the Lady Gator basketball team. She was also a member of DECA and the state champion softball team. Outside of school, Riley enjoys hanging out with her sister Presley, her friends, and being on the water. After graduation, she plans to attend Southeastern, where she has no idea what she wants to major. Riley would like to thank the student body for giving her this amazing opportunity. Go Gators! Our next homecoming maid is Miss Gracie Bourgeois. Gracie is being escorted this evening by her parents, Wesley and Dion Bourgeois. Gracie is an honor student and a 4-year member of STA's swim team. Outside of school, Gracie enjoys hanging out with friends and family, boat riding on the river, and listening to live music. After graduation, Gracie plans to attend RPCC and major in business. She would like to thank the student body and the swim team for giving her the opportunity to be a part of this great experience. Good luck, Gators! Our next homecoming maid is Miss Blake Brignac. Blake is being escorted this evening by her parents, Blaine and Dina Brignac. Blake is an honor student and is currently a member of Gator Nation News, Interact, and Gator Rally. She is a proud 4-year member of the Lady Gator volleyball team and is also super excited about being cast in this year's production of High School Musical. Outside of school, Blake enjoys watching movies, riding her jet ski, and spending time with her friends and family. After graduation, Blake plans to attend LSU and major in Human Resources Management. She would like to thank all the fellow Gators for giving her the opportunity to be a part of this amazing experience and to thank her parents for everything they do. She is so happy to be back at the pit. Go Gators! Our next homecoming maid is Miss Abby Bruno. Abby is being escorted this evening by her parents, Vincent and Julie Bruno. Abby is an honor student, a 4-year member of the Gator volleyball team, a 2-year member of sports medicine, and a 1st-year member of GNM. This year she is beginning her teaching career in Santa Monica STAR class. And after graduation, Abby plans to attend Southeastern University and major in education. Abby would like to thank the student body for giving her the opportunity to be a part of this unique experience. Go Gators! Our next homecoming maid is Miss Lily Cook. Lily is being escorted this evening by her parents, Lane and Leslie Forsky. Lily is the 4-year member of the cheerleading team, where she is proudly served on the white, gold, and black squads. She is also an honor student and a 3-year member of Gator. She's also part of SBA's STAR program and is an anchor on Gator Nation News. After graduation, Lily plans to attend Louisiana Tech and major in early childhood education with a concentration in special ed. Lily would like to thank the student body for giving her the opportunity to be a part of this great experience. Go Gators! Our next homecoming maid is Miss Anna Bruno. Anna is being escorted this evening by her parents, Vincent and Julie Bruno. Anna is an honor student, a 4-year member of the Lady Gator volleyball team, 2-year member of sports medicine, and is participating in the STAR education class this year. Outside of school, Anna enjoys making jewelry for Taylor Shea Designs and attending Holy Rosary Catholic Church. After graduation, Anna plans to attend Southeastern to pursue a degree in education. Anna would like to thank the student body for giving her this opportunity. Go Gators! Our next homecoming maid is Miss Maggie Diaz. Maggie is being escorted this evening by her parents, Todd and Sally Diaz. Maggie is an honor student with a GPA of 4.54. She was on the basketball team for 2 years, is a new member of the cheer squad, and a 4-year member of the volleyball team, where she was recently named to the academic all-state composite team. Outside of school, she enjoys boat rides and playing with her dog. After graduation, Maggie plans to attend ULL and major in engineering. She would like to thank the student body for giving her the opportunity to be a part of this amazing experience. Go Gators! Our next homecoming maid is Miss Gracie Gia. Gracie is being escorted this evening by her parents, Clint and Belinda Gia. Gracie is currently a member of Gator Nation News, the Gator Data newspaper, Interact, Gator Rally, National Honor Society, Student Council, and is a part of the pit crew. She was a 3-year member of Gatorettes, serving as lieutenant captain her junior year, and served as class secretary her freshman and sophomore year. She is excited to take part in this year's production of High School Musical. Outside of school, she enjoys spending time with family and friends, doing makeup and writing. After graduation, she plans to attend LSU's Manship School of Mass Communications, major in journalism. She would like to thank the student body for giving her the opportunity to be a part of this honorable experience. Go Gators! Our next homecoming maid is Miss J.C. Jacob. J.C. is being escorted this evening by parents Jason and Robin Jacob. J.C. is a leader in Gator Rally, Gator to Gator, a founding member of STA's Rho Kappa chapter, Data, FCA, Student Council, and a STAR. She is a 2-year host and anchor of Santa Ma's news program, GNN. J.C. has been a member of the Gold Squad for 2 years and is currently a member of the Black Squad. Outside of school, she enjoys volunteering at her church and hanging out with friends. She's also participated and competed in dance for 14 years. After graduation, she plans to continue her education at ULL, where she will pursue a career in either secondary ed or medicine. We'd like to thank everyone who has supported her. Go Gators! Our next homecoming maid is Ms. Brett Myers. Brett is being escorted this evening by her parents, Brett and Haley Myers. She is a 4-year honor student with a 4.4 GPA. Brett is a 4-year member of the volleyball and basketball team. In her spare time, she enjoys hanging out with friends and campus. After graduation, Brett plans to attend Southeastern. She would like to thank the student body for this opportunity and experience. Go Gators! Our next homecoming maid is Miss Robin Robinson. Robin is being escorted this evening by her parents, Robert and Caroline Robinson. Robin is an honor student and is enrolled in the early college option at RPCC. She's a 4-year member of the Santa Maria High cheer program, where she currently serves as captain of the Black Squad. She's also a 4-year member of track and field and a 1-year member of Gator to Gator. Outside of school, she enjoys binge watching shows on Netflix and spending time with her friends and family. After graduation, Robin plans to major in biology. She would like to thank the student body for giving her this unforgettable opportunity. Eat 'em up, Gators! Our next homecoming maid is Miss Jenna Spillman. Jenna being escorted by her parents, Shane and Jennifer Spillman. She's a 4-year member of the Sandoval Band. After graduation, Jenna plans to attend ULL to major in psychology. Jenna enjoys fishing and hanging out with friends and family. Jenna wants to thank the student body for giving her this amazing opportunity. Go Gators! Our next homecoming maid is Miss Avery Stone. Avery is being escorted this evening by her parents, Mike and Shannon Stone. Avery is an honors student, 4-year member of the Lady Gator volleyball team, as well as a first-year member of the cheerleading squad, Gator Nation News, and Gator Rally. Avery also played soccer for the Gators her freshman year. She's excited to take part in this year's production of High School Musical. Outside of school, Avery enjoys spending time with friends and family, serving at her church, and shopping in her free time. She has started her teaching career through the STAR class with the best teacher, Ms. Katie Badman, and is continuing her post-secondary path at ULL with a major in education. Avery would like to thank the student body and faculty for allowing her this opportunity, and her parents for always believing in her and challenging her to do her best. Our next homecoming maid is Ms. Tatum Thomasy. Tatum is being escorted this evening by her parents, Dwayne and Jessica Thomasy. Tatum is an honors student and is currently a member of the Huddle staff, Interact, Gator Rally, Track and Field, and Student Council, where she served as a class president her freshman year. Tatum is a 4-year member of the cheerleading squad, where she was proudly served on white, gold, and black squads. Tatum was a member of last year's 2021 National Championship Cheer Squad and is hoping for another white jacket this year. Outside of school, Tatum enjoys working out, shopping, and spending time with her friends and family, especially her dog, Luca. After graduation, Tatum plans to attend ULL. She would like to thank the student body for this unique experience. She would also like to wish Tomcat, a.k.a. Coach Thomasy, the football coaches, and of course the Gator football team, a good luck on their game tonight. Go Gators, beat those Crips! Our final homecoming maid is Miss Katie Wascom. Katie is being escorted this evening by her parents, Chad Wascom and Erica Price. Katie is a 4-year member of the Sandoval Cheer Program, where she has served 3 years on the Black Squad, and is currently a member of Yearbook, Star, and Gator Rally. She is also the senior class secretary and a founding member of the Sandoval chapter of Road Capital. Outside of school, Katie enjoys spending time with friends, shopping, making new memories, and traveling. After graduation, she plans to attend Southeastern and major in elementary education. Kate would like to thank the student body for giving her the opportunity to be a part of this memorable experience, as well as her friends, family, and teachers that have supported her over the past 4 years. Go Gators! Ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 Sandoval Homecoming Court. Last night at the pep rally, we crowned the homecoming king, Mr. Jet Williams. Congratulations to Jet. Please welcome to the 50-yard line, Principal Beth Tomplay, and last year's 2020 homecoming queen, Ms. Kristen Avery, to crown the 2021 homecoming queen. The 2021 homecoming queen is Miss Jenna Spillman.
inventory arriving weekly at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. We've got truckloads of inventory en route. Even if you don't see it on the lot, it's on the way during the end of summer sale at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales, like the new 2021 Sierra 1500 on the way at rossdowninghammond.com, rossdowninggonzales.com.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Here we are back at, if you don't recognize this field, this is Sandomal Gator, the pit, where the Sandomal Gators are ahead 7-0 at halftime over Dutchtown High School, the Griffins. Here I have with me Jolie Hartman, our sideline reporter, and we're going to look. We just got through finding out who our queen. So who was the king for Jolie?
That is Mr. Jet Williams.
And I assume he's fast.
Nope, not at all. But we absolutely love him because of his character that he has and what he brings to Sandomal High as a student body that needs to signify positivity. Jet Williams is the person that we look to have such a positive impact on our school.
And, boy, here we have all of the girls surround Jet. He's got to be thinking, man, this is better than any football huddle I could be in.
Exactly. He was actually laughing when we took this picture of them last night because he was like, this is the most girls I've ever had around me. So we all laughed and we was like, Jet, this is your time to shine, dude.
All right, in our next pictures right here, talk about these things.
So this was our homecoming week that we had all week, and we want to thank everybody that dressed out. And this is actually Monday. We were glowing in space. Our whole theme for this week was Let's Glow Gators. And so these are our freshman academy principals and counselors, and then we have some freshman students, senior soccer captain Sadie Bourgeois, and 2 teachers, Miss Caitlin Klingman and Miss Katie Babin.
Well, it looks like just not only the kids, but the teachers can definitely have a lot of fun.
We definitely had a lot of fun this year in this homecoming. And Tuesday, this was us glowing back in time. 9th graders had the 70s, 10th, 80s, 11th was 1990s, and the 12th was 2000. And Coach Swack, we laugh at this because this middle picture is our senior class dressing in the 2000s. And I laugh because to me 2000s wasn't that long ago, but for them it was, oh my gosh, decades ago. And then we have some principals all the way to the right, Miss Angela Boudreau, Miss Kelly Gonzalez, and our associate principal of our freshman academy, Miss Christina Carter.
Great deal. All right, here we go. Oh, these look like some professional people.
Here we go. So this was Wednesday. That was Let's Glow Louisiana. We told the kids to wear anything Louisiana. And right here, all the way to our left, these are actually senior girls. They dressed as dad bods. They dressed as their dad's going tailgate for an LSU game. And then throughout, you see a whole bunch of our students just dressing in LSU, Mardi Gras, and the Saints.
And, you know, I'm sure hopefully the thought of this didn't take away from all the studying time and stuff like this, but I know the kids had to just have a blast, and the teachers also, of what am I going to do for Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. A lot of good times right here. And so what do we have here?
So Thursday was quite our eventful day because we wasn't really sure how this day was going to go, but we were so glad that the kids just smashed this out of the park. Thursday was us glowing to sleep, Coach. And look, they showed up, they dressed out, and we didn't have anybody get right up for going to sleep.
And so are you telling me that none of the kids did this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday?
Nope, they waited till Thursday to do this.
Because I have seen some situations where the kids are glowing to sweep almost every day in school.
Every day, Coach, especially in high school.
Great job by the Gators. Boy, homecoming is just so much fun. And so what else? We had a pep rally and
Yes, sir. We had a pepper rally last night. This was our first event here at the pit, and it was so great to have the community come out, cheer on our Gators, and try to get them into a victory here tonight.
And so far, first half is looking pretty good for the Gators right here. So we just got through naming the homecoming queen, and that is
Miss Jenna Spillman.
And you are going to talk to her here in the third quarter.
Yes, I will. It's such an honor to be able to see what was her reaction and just kind of what's going through her mind after her school voted for her and her classmates, just seeing that she was somebody that represents Santa Maria High School.
Great deal. That's what the Gators are all about. I was there for 27 years. I fit right into that category.
Yes, sir.
I landed on both feet, and it was a great experience right there. So we look forward to that talk. And here we are. We're going to be back in just a second with the second half kickoff.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing GMC, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of our sports medicine program.
And we're back, and we're right on time for the second half kickoff. And it's taken at the 28. That flag goes down. It's Jaden Brown on the return.
And this referee came from 25 yards away and threw this flag.
I think he was a man on a mission for sure. Let's see what he's going to call. Let's see what he was so excited to call.
I kept going back 5 yards, back 10, back 15. I could not find the official, and he hummed it from a long ways.
So we're waiting to see, and while we wait to see, SWAC, I tell you what, my job might be in jeopardy. I tell you, Joe Lee's doing an incredible job as you see the penalty called against Dutchtown. But, yeah, I mean, Joe Lee's got just done a great job with the sideline interviews and the halftime discussion, and that was just fun to watch.
She says, this is fun.
Yes.
And you know what? Just like teaching and coaching, it's a blast most of the time.
Yep. But she's a natural. It took me that long to be that bad at what I do here. And so we're going to get her at the end of the third quarter as she's going to interview Jenna Spillman, the homecoming queen. So homecoming queen Jenna Spillman and homecoming king Jet Williams.
Jet Williams looked like I have died and gone on the cloud nine up here with all these beautiful girls around me, and he must be one heck of a personality to get selected by his classmates.
I'm jealous. I still haven't been surrounded by that many beautiful women at the same time. First down, quick pass, and that's Winfield at quarterback, complete, and room to run. That's Beto Langlois.
Langlois seems to always make something happen when he catches the ball or gets the ball on a handoff.
So Winfield comes in to start the second half. So Pyron may still be having some after effects to the injury.
Well, maybe so, but it could easily be.
Dylan Carpenter trying the middle for the Griffins.
To me, it could easily be. Well, we're going to use these guys to what they can do best.
And now they're in a hurry up as 7 yards on first down, and they are right back with a no huddle. So they're trying to kind of change the pace here.
I haven't seen Big 88 in here at all, hardly in the first half as you're blocking back.
Right. He's also been injured. Quick pass out for grabs and picked.
Wow, what a catch right there.
That's Vernon Scott.
Scott was the one that got beat on the second play of the Catholic game last week and makes up for it tonight with an outstanding grab on the slant that was slightly overthrown.
I tell you what, it looked like Michael Thomas or all these NFL guys with that diving grab, and he was able to come back up with it, and the ground didn't cause it to go out or anything.
What a big stopper right there for the Gators, because I'm going to tell you what, Michael Janis and Guy Mastretta at halftime said, we are coming right at them, throwing the ball, running the ball, and that's exactly what they did, and the Gators put a plug in that stopper right there.
Yeah, that's a huge momentum shift. And on first down, up for grabs, and nearly got the turnaround there as Vadnais got his hands on it.
It could end the other direction really quick.
But you're right about that, because they kind of changed the pace. They tried to do a little bit of hurry up, and that interception just changed everything. And now you see the substitution. Joshua Maurice is in at running back. And so it looked like Dutchtown had Santa Maria on the ropes, but the pass was just a little bit off, and that's the breaks that you get here when you play football. Second down, and it's Maurice. And that's going to be a couple before he's wrapped up. Brody Anderson, one of the two Griffins, in on the tackle, and they're fired up. I think they're trying to build a little life into this game. They're kind of vanilla so far.
Dutchtown and Santa Maria got to be thinking, this is one of our better defensive games of the year here.
Absolutely.
And let's just make sure that we do our job and see if we could do anything to help us win this game.
I expected this game to be at least in the 20s. It's going to be hard to get there here tonight, the way the defenses are playing. Third down and 9. And Poirier looking down the middle, and it's caught. And he breaks a tackle to the 45, cuts outside to the 50. He's got a blocker to the 30, and out of bounds. Noah Luke with the big play.
And he's made big plays in the punt return game all year, and also in right here. That's his 37th catch of the year for over 600 yards. And look at Luke. He's just looking. Everybody's chasing him right there. You got one blocker ahead of him.
And the pass was a little bit behind him, but he was able to get it. Burrell tried to get that shoestring tackle, could not get it, and once that happened, he was off. Yeah, and the officials are talking right now about something. What were you going to say, Swack?
Maurice is more of your power guy. I don't look for him to break anything really big in the run game. Taz Paul has already shown this. Sideline warning. Basically, it's against Santa Maria. And usually the sideline warning is exactly what it is, a warning.
Yeah.
But don't let it happen again, because they'll throw that flag for that 5-yard penalty.
We saw that a couple of times last week in the Woodlawn East Ascension game. East Ascension got called for a couple of those, and Coach Lee got his sideline settled, and they came back and won that game last week in a big comeback. 1st and 10. Poirier keeper and pushing ahead, still pushing ahead, and now kind of neutralized.
This is like a tug of war, and nobody's going to win right there. And
right.
Poirier's still standing up with about a 5-yard gain.
Absolutely. Almost 6, matter of fact.
That's got to be some interesting things that go on.
Mm-hmm.
You basically have almost the entire team in a pile against each other of, seeing if we could get this thing pushed forward one way or backwards the other direction.
And going back to what I was talking about with the East Ascension game, they're up 31-0 at halftime on McKinley. 21-21 Catholic and Woodlawn at halftime as well. Second down, this is Maurice. He cuts outside.
Get on the outside.
And you said he's not – the ball's on the ground, but they're going to say he's down at the 16.
I did not like the way Maurice was carrying that ball, slinging it out there, and boy,
You said he wasn't the speed guy. He's kind of the big guy, and I think he had his moment.
You got to protect that ball a lot better than that, and I can tell you this.
His eyes got big, probably.
Chris Harrell's telling his guys, when he gets it, let's get after that ball.
Yeah, and he's going to stay in the game. Paul does not come in to replace him. It is a first down run. They're at the 16.
Well, you have nobody in the middle right there, man-to-man.
And here is Maurice again, and he's to the 5, and he's down to the 2. Great blocking.
Good job of blocking on the outside right here. Let's just watch and see what happens right there. There's Oliver coming from the outside. You got a pull there by probably the left guard, 65-55.
And that's Lewis and Burrell on the tackle.
And that was Smart coming in.
First and goal from the 3. Maurice, no.
Well,
Barry gets him from behind.
The one thing good about there, Maurice, he was pushing in. He looked like he fell forward. So this thing, we're going to see where the official spots it. It looks like, what?
2-yard line.
2-yard line.
It's funny how games can change just like that. Dutchtown was driving, then they throw the interception, and now all of a sudden, Santa Maria looks like they're going to score.
Got a second down situation. I'm going to say Poirier's running this rock right here. They are basically in a power I formation.
And Coach, you are right, and he is in. Touchdown, Santa Maria.
You know, I've been around him long enough to know he likes to have that money situation. And Coach Seth Babin, a little fake and go, and holding on to that football right there, and there go the Gators celebrating in the end zone.
13-0, and you got to put a star right by that interception by Vernon Scott, because that changed everything. It looked like it was about to go to 7-7. Now it's 13-0 just a couple minutes later.
And so Coach Dwayne Thomas, he's got to be, man, I'm telling you, the last 2 weeks were like nightmares. This right here, our guys are playing like they should be playing, and we need to continue this thing going.
Extra point is good by Mercer J. 14-0 Santa Maria. Let's break. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing GMC, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of our sports medicine program.
50 years.
And we're back. Jeff Porsche, Coach Swack with me, and it's 14-0. And now that's a comfortable touchdown for Santa Maria as they make it a 2-possession game. So that makes a big deal when you got a guy like Sampson on the other side.
And the difference there than the start of the game, Jeff Santa Maria went down and did the same thing, except end up backing themselves up into a little corner.
Yeah,
here's a little pop-up kick.
And it's on the ground, and they get it back. 31-yard line. That was Langlois.
I tell you what, the job that Mercer J does right there, it's short. They say, why would you want a short kick? It's high. They can't return it, and it's usually not returned. And if it is, it's by a wide receiver or backup running back or somebody or linebacker or whatever. So there it is on the 30-yard line. So let's just see right here if Dutchtown can continue the nice offensive series they had before the interception would happen.
Winfield with the little shuffle pass inside to Baylor Langlois, gets about 6, and Dutchtown, they're trailing 14-0, but this game has been a lot closer than that. You have the long Dylan Simpson touchdown that's been called back, and then you had the missed field goal. So it's just been Santa Maria's taking better advantage of their opportunities.
And look, the job that Santa Maria has done in general against Dylan Sampson, he had the long run that was called back.
And now he's got a nice little run for a first down. And everybody knows it hasn't happened the last couple of weeks because he's kind of not been 100%, but he's got that breakaway speed. Any play he can score.
So Jeff, Winfield, how much of a threat to run the ball?
Not a lot, but he was a little more effective throwing the ball downfield when he had his opportunities against McKinley. He had one nice fade route to Langlois that really was effective. Sampson not getting much on first down right there, and there's Carpenter at the bottom of the pile.
You got Carpenter and also your linebacker 25 in on the play.
Yep.
And that is a big time stop right there. I tell you what, it seems like every time that I see Sampson play over the last few years, it's always 5 to 10 yards on every snap.
It seems that way. But I tell you what, except for that one play, they've contained him. There's been a lot of no gain, 1 yard, 2 yard gains here tonight. And there's Sampson again, breaks a tackle and is knocked out of bounds. And that's number 4 with the tackle, Vernon Scott, making his presence
And I'm going to tell
again.
you, watch this. Watch Sampson on the stiff arm. Breaks it out right here. Number 5, get away.
Mm-hmm.
And then he lowers that shoulder and gets that extra yard right there.
Yep.
Stiff arm there on Stephen Landry.
Mm-hmm. But Vernon Scott was there to answer him out of bounds. 3rd and 5. And he's stopped, cuts inside, gets maybe 2 yards of it back. And so I believe that was number 9, Deshaun Davis, I think that strung him out. No, number 6, actually, Stephen Landry.
And Jackson Melanson was also in there.
They're going for it, 4th and about 3, and they're in that hurry up again. They may be trying to.
I got a feeling you're going to have pure man. 88 might be leading around.
Dutchtown needs to convert this if they're going to stay in this. Caught. Broken tackle. Langlois, first down. And that's that. You love this guy as he kind of changes the pace.
And you look at Carpenter. Watch number 99 right there at the line of scrimmage, and watch who makes this tackle. Here he comes hustling back. Great job right there on the hustle.
And great job by Nolan with that camera shot. Not getting hit on the head tonight by errant passes like he did last week at Woodlawn. Glad he's okay. First down, Langlois, Wildcat breaks a tackle, first down. And look who's down there again, coming from that spot, 99.
Just a junior.
You see him right there. He's up against that big guard, Michael Jones, for Dutchtown, but he's able to get downfield and catch him and make the tackle. First down.
That's Sampson at quarterback now.
And it's a keeper up the middle. 15-10, cut. 5, and he's in for the score. Dutchtown needed that, or else this game could have got out of hand really fast.
I'm telling you, the play calling is special.
Yes.
How, maybe with just one word, how do you switch the quarterbacks over and over like that and basically running the same plays? And look, you see Sampson at quarterback. You think he's handing the ball off?
Not
I'm
that
telling
time.
you, he's not handing the ball off.
Nope. And to kick the extra
number
point.
7, he's not handing the ball off.
And it's up. And it's good, and we got a ball game, 14-7, 4 minutes in the third. Let's break. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Continue to recognize the generous sponsor.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing GMC, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of our sports medicine program.
So SWAC, it's 14-7, and we talked about it, this Wildcat where you direct snap to Langlois, direct snap to Sampson. This is a new wrinkle in that offense that Coach Janis is putting in, and you're trying to get it ready for the playoffs. You're also trying to win this game, but that's a new wrinkle that he's trying to work out here.
Well, the wrinkles, the amazing thing on the wrinkle, it doesn't have anything to do with the play that they're running. They're running the same play over and over.
Yeah.
It's just a different person playing quarterback. And I'm not sure just exactly how long they've been actually doing this, but it's pretty obvious that as an offensive staff and Coach Guy Mastretta in there, they've seen Langlois. He might not be able to throw it from 5 yards, but he can run it for way more than 5. So Sampson's probably in the same boat. And so now Coach Thomasy and Sandoval, they're going to have to come up with a plan to force passing game into Dutchtown's hands.
So 1st and 10, and a quick pass caught, and it's first down. So Noah Luke makes another catch. He's made his presence known here in the second half.
Watch this, Jeff.
Yeah.
You see the linebackers appear?
Yep.
Cole just pulls it. This is stealing.
Absolutely, and that's McCaffrey on the tackle. Gain of, well, now they're going to say he's down about half a yard shy, so it's actually 2nd in inches.
You can see the Sandoval Gators go by the wristband. Everybody checking out a wristband.
Shotgun. And a play fake, and over the middle, incomplete, late flag. They're going to get Burrell for pass interference. That was one of those. Penalties you see a lot on television in the NFL, where it's questionable whether there was contact early or not, and then about 2 seconds after the play, the deep referee throws the flag.
Yes. And, right there you say, why are you throwing right there when it's 2nd and like a foot?
Yeah. It's a free play, though.
Play action pass right there. You can get that big throw down the field right there. And that's exactly what Seth Babin called right. And if that ball is caught, no telling where they're lining 1st and 10 at.
So now it's 1st and 10 for Sandoval at the 45-yard line. 14-7. And a fake. And a pass complete. Luke. And they found him wide open about 4 or 5 yards downfield and turning in. That's been effective here tonight.
Pretty simple. Here it goes again. Linebackers come. They replace the linebackers. Throw it right there. And you have the same situation. 2nd, a little longer now. We got maybe 2 feet.
Right. A.K. Burrell made the tackle. 2nd and 1. Maurice, first down. Tripped up. And good thing that they tripped him up, number 39 with that tackle. That's Trident Williams. That could have gone for even more.
Well, he came from his backside defensive end spot. Watch the hustle here by Williams. Good job right there, diving, causing a little trip up. So on the other side of this, Coach Seth Babin and Coach Oliver are saying, I'm not real certain if we're going to run the ball and get in this end zone. And you sit here and not certain, what your coverage is here.
And there's a fake and catch, and Burrell knocks him down, but DeAndre Taylor held on.
Oh, great job right there. Nice little fake.
And some McCaffrey on the play for the Griffins.
Just a good job. When those receivers go down the middle, that's what you're afraid of. They get that big hit by the safety, and but he wasn't afraid.
And DeAndre's up over 20 receptions on the year.
So it's 2nd and 3. Poirier and cuts inside, slides down to about the 22, close. He's going to be a yard shy of the first down. I want to remind you, because there's 1 minute left to go in the 3rd quarter, we're going to have the interview with the homecoming queen at our break. And instead of going to a commercial, we're going to have the interview at the end of the 3rd quarter. So that's going to be 3rd down and 2 right now, but we're about a minute away from that. So Maurice in at the running back spot. And a keeper, no. And that's Hanbury with the tackle. And so it's 4th down, 42 seconds left to go. They have to run another play. I'm sure they're going to be going for it. Now they're going to run that tight offense as DeAndre Taylor comes out, extra offensive lineman comes in. That's Cullen Diarmond.
And you see Dutchtown brings in big number 90.
Yep. Brody Anderson. So they're going big.
So you see it. It's a long 1 yard.
A low snap. He gets it, throws it to Oliver. Caught, first down. Drive stays alive.
Love the call.
And that's the end of the third quarter. As
And
you
watch
see the
Big
replay.
Oliver come right here like he's pulling the block, and he just slips out in the flat. Just flips it over to the big 6'7" man. And hadn't caught many passes on the year, but that was a big one right there.
All right, so Joe Lee, go down to the sideline and let's interview the homecoming queen.
Standing here at the pit tonight, I am with the newly announced 2021 Santa Maria High homecoming queen, Miss Jenna Spillman. Jenna, when you heard your name, what went through your mind?
First, I was like, okay, wait, what's my name again? And then I was like, oh, wait, my name's Jenna. And I walked up and got my crown because,
So, like, as soon as that feeling came around, what were you feeling?
Excitement, just love from the student body because they voted for me for homecoming queen.
Congratulations, Jenna, and welcome to the club. Thank you so much for being such a great and inspirational person here at Santa Maria High School. Back up to you guys.
Like to continue to recognize the
Jenna Spillman with Jolie Hartman. Jolie, I think 2009 homecoming queen, and that was queen to queen talk. You know what to ask, you know what to say, and pretty nice. And I can only imagine Spillman's probably thinking this might be one of my best nights ever.
Look at the band. Look how happy they are for her. So it's a special night.
And I think Jolie said she's part of the band.
Absolutely.
And you can always rely on those kids to pick the right person.
Yep. First and 10 from the 16, fourth quarter beginning, 14-7, Santa Maria. And there's a reverse, and he turns the corner to the 10, down to the 7, as DeAndre Taylor gets a big gain, close to a first down, second down and short.
Watch the little move DeAndre makes right here. Dips in, comes back out. Everybody, if you're not going fast enough right there, you're not going to catch up with him. It's pretty obvious that Taylor has exceptional speed.
Hanbury had pursuit. He was the guy that he had to cut inside of, but that was a really smart play right there. Second and 1 for Santa Maria. Ball at the 7-yard line, trying to make it a 2-possession game again. And here's Maurice. He's strung out, and second effort might have got him there. Let's see, there's a late flag as there was another push and shove. I think this might be called against Dutchtown. I think, because you always see this the person who answers.
Well, Oliver's number 80 is pointing towards Dutchtown. You get some claps from some old linemen in there. Of course, you say, all right, well, this is going to be half the distance to the goal, which I guess will put the ball about on the 3-yard line. But the referee's in there meeting about this.
It reminds me of, if you watched Monday Night Football, the Saints game against Seattle, where you had DK Metcalf against Lattimore, and Metcalf was going at Lattimore all night and trying to get in his head, and he pushed one time and got the penalty called, and there's what you got. Kind of that answer push at the end, and that's what it is. So it's first and goal.
And the White Hat's saying something to a couple of the kids. And somebody, this doesn't need to happen to either team. Nobody needs to give away 15 yards, or in this case, a few yards.
But sometimes you just got to walk away from it. If you got a little aggressiveness out there and one player is trying to be aggressive with it, sometimes you got to walk away because the officials is always going to see that answer.
I say Poirier's got this rock.
Well, you said it earlier, and you're right again, and he's in the end zone one more time. Touchdown, Santa Maria, 20-7.
Well, you've seen two teams come alive right here. They are both working so hard to try to get their team over that hump, because district play has not been real kind for either one of these teams.
Right.
And does Santa Maria have an advantage, here opening to the pit? Maybe so. Do they have an advantage with homecoming? Maybe so. But You have to play that way, all through the playoffs and the rest of the season. Just wait till next week for Santa Maria. You know where they got to go?
Oh, yeah.
Going on Burnside. And Dutchtown will be hosting Catholic High.
So it's good, and it's 21-7, and we'll break. You're watching the EATEL High School football game of the week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing GMC, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of our sports medicine program.
21-7, Jeff and Swack out here tonight. And next week we're going to be at the big game. It'll be Santa Maria at EA. Now the Catholic Dutchtown game is still Thursday night, provided, well, it's going to be Thursday night regardless. No matter what, it's going to be on Thursday night. So.
And what were you going to provide?
Well, it's not 100% guarantee like you wanted from Jeff Pyron yet. But it looks like it's the progress is there. So return Brown to the 23. Just to finish my thought there, Swack. If the field is not ready,
at East Ascension,
they would have to go to Dutchtown on Friday, and so Dutchtown will be playing on Thursday in that scenario. But they've already decided that they're going to keep the game on Thursday, whether it's at Spartan Stadium or whether it's at Griffin Field. And I like that because that gives a lot of people an opportunity who may not be able to see the game, because there's a lot of Dutchtown people that are interested in that game. Yeah. A lot of Dutchtown parents graduated from Santa Maria or EA.
No doubt about that. But you're going to go out on the limb and say Jeff Pyron is going to deliver.
Yep.
On the left side.
And they're just swarming Dylan Sampson.
Watch Sampson. I've never seen him wrapped up defensively. Look at Carpenter right there.
99 again.
I mean, holding on to whatever you're holding on to right there, number 9. Nice play right there.
Tell you what, he's other than Vernon Scott, there's really no guy that's had a bigger impact
Davis
on defense.
In the middle right there.
And a deep pass, incomplete. They're going for Baylor Langlois right there. But we've talked about it. You had the big pick from Vernon Scott, but besides Vernon Scott, every play, Dylan Carpenter's making his presence known. And so those two guys, the big stars of the defense, only giving up 7 points tonight. They gave up almost 100 or over 100 in the last 2 games.
I'm surprised they haven't thrown the ball to Sampson. They've had some success.
Right.
I think Sampson, if you look at
they did try, I think, one time when they had that little tight formation and you had the two receivers blocking for him, but it was short of them.
Sampson's got 7 catches for 70 yards. And a touchdown.
So talking about the games tonight, and we kind of talked about that already. Dutchtown, Santa Maria, is of course the big game tonight. East Ascension, McKinley. You had an update on that one, didn't you?
Yeah, and it was like 45-0 going into the fourth quarter at McKinley. East Ascension up.
So they're cruising to a 5th win this season. And then the other game, Catholic and Woodlawn. Catholic now has the lead 28-21. As you see those 3 receivers on that right side, one to the left. Winfield has played the entire second half of quarterback, and he is wrapped up, sacked. 4th down.
I'm not for certain if there was a throw involved in that, Jeff, or it looked more like quarterback draw, but I'm not buying the quarterback draw. Looks like he just took off a little bit soon instead of throwing that ball.
So I don't know if you saw it because you were looking at the monitor. You want to take a guess at who made that tackle at the line of scrimmage?
I'm going to say 9-9.
You're right. He's just having a monster of a game right now. We have a whistle. It's a punting situation. They really have no option right here. But let's see. They're a sideline warning. So That's not going to make a difference in terms of what they do. It gives them 5 yards.
But I'm going to just say this. A big thing that's big for me.
Yeah.
Dutchtown has punted 2 or 3 times. The ball has never hit the ground. I mean, they're catching it back here.
Yep. And it's going to be short, and that time they do let it bounce because you cursed them. And so it's a decent punt, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. So, Swack, I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself. How did Galvez?
I got to have more than one chance for that.
How did Galvez do yesterday?
Well, I'm going to just say that our kids were exceptional yesterday. We were playing a very, very good team in Dutchtown Middle. They had 1 loss. We had 0 losses. Benny Babin and the coaches did a great job defensively setting up because Dutchtown has some pretty good players. And, boy, we were on the mark, and our athletes that should make plays made plays and won 26-0.
That's a big win. And this is a big gain. It goes out of bounds, though. And so that was nearly a backbreaker.
17's coming off with a low limp.
He might have.
And that doesn't look like a cramp.
No, he's down, and we're gonna take a break as they tend to Noah Luke. So let's take a break. It's 21-7, 9:18 left to go in the 4th. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
New inventory arriving weekly at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. We've got truckloads of inventory en route. Even if you don't see it on the lot, it's on the way during the end of summer sale at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales, like the new 2021 Sierra 1500 on the way at rossdowninghammond.com, rossdowninggonzales.com.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
And we're back, and 9:09, and on 2nd down, you have the 4-yard run by Poirier, and so it's a 1st down. And the good news, while we were in commercial break, it looked like Luke is okay, and he walked back to the sideline without any problem.
Yeah, had a little bit of a limp, but possibly a cramp situation.
Here on the Gator sideline, senior number 17, Noah Luke, out with some calf cramps right now. The trainers are looking at him, putting ice packs on him, give him a few nutritions, and then they are showing that he's going to be back in. Up to you guys.
So on 1st down, the quarterback, Poirier, just gets rid of it as he's under pressure and throws it out of bounds. And let's see if the official's going to call that.
Pulled it right here and did a good job of throwing it out of bounds. It looked like it went over 23's head.
They may call grounding.
They're going to call grounding because I'm not real certain if it really matters anymore to these officials. Did the ball go over a receiver's head or down by a receiver? I think if your intentions was to throw the ball away, that they're going to call illegal grounding. That's what he did right there.
So I want to finish the thought we were talking about Galvez and they're remaining unbeaten. Have you guys won the parish title at this point? I know you got one more game.
Yeah, we have one more game. We're playing Lori in about a week and a half, and Dutchtown has 2 losses, and Central, very good football team, has 1 loss. And so basically I think Lori has a couple of losses. And so it'll come down to where we're guaranteed a tie for first or first outright, depending on whether we win or lose.
Okay, and you did beat Central, so the head-to-head goes in your favor.
We walloped them 8-6.
Well, a win's a win, right?
Yes. Very, very good team. Coach Matt Lambert does an outstanding job over there. Scott Gautreaux with him.
Right. I was at the Prairieville Bluff game yesterday. Prairieville won 16-0. They're about 500 on the season. And on second down, pressure. Poirier rolls out, still under pressure, throws it. Incomplete.
Poirier's pass is incomplete.
Nobody really in the vicinity of that ball. So it's going to bring up 3rd and long. Look at the pressure right there.
95's unblocked.
Gabe Marable with that pressure.
And did a good job of, Poirier basically, like most of your right-hand quarterbacks, he's going to scramble to the right. And they did a good job right there, especially 10 coming in late and making a play, forcing him to throw the ball a lot earlier than he would like.
We've called Vadney's name more than we've called all season, and he was expected to have a big season this year, and he's done a good job. He played linebacker last year. They moved him to safety, and he's had a good season. And now we have a whistle. And that's the play clock ran out, so it's going to be 3rd and longer.
This is not what Coach Oliver wanted to see, and this is exactly what Guy Mastretta wanted to see.
This is a situation where if you get a good return and if they can stop him on 3rd down, first of all, and it's 3rd and 1,000,000, if you can stop him here and maybe get a decent return, you get the ball around midfield, you're still only down by 2 touchdowns, one long run by Sampson, you're back in it. And Poirier trying to go downfield, and it's over the head of the intended receiver.
Well, and imagine if he would have caught it and got tackled right there, you still needed about 18 yards for a first down.
And that's Luke. It's good to see him back in the game.
Yeah, they have this is one of these drives that you maybe just cut out of the film. Not real good, because everything, in fact, both teams have been this way. Everything that you see on both sides of the ball, offensively or defensively, has been first rate, and they've been getting after it. Negative run right there.
And you lose 20 yards on penalties.
At least.
And that's what's going to make this field position pretty good for Dutchtown, most likely. Nearly blocked it. Oh, and never mind. Look at this punt. That's an incredible punt, and the perfect time for it. And look, they're going to be on a 10-yard line. We were expecting to get that ball around midfield.
Poirier punted that ball, I think, from the 15, 10 or 15.
Yep. And there's a flag. Could be even worse.
And Frederick Turner on the
So the ball rolls dead at the 16, and then Burrell loses even more.
Poirier, he might have the new, he does have the new Santa Maria Pit punting record.
That's going to be the longest punt on turf in Santa Maria. And we're talking about the turf, and Jeff Pyron brought it up. One of the reasons why this field was delayed for so long was because
personal foul.
And so it's a personal foul. But to kind of finish my thought, one of the reasons why this field was delayed was because, and you talked about it, they had to raise this field about 2 or 3 feet just to get the drainage.
I'm telling
right.
you, they brought the field almost up level to the first row of the bleachers.
Yeah, it's almost like when you have those basketball courts where you have the benches sunken like that.
Very much so.
Yes. So, that's another thing that they had to overcome. And then you had the hurricane, and you had all that rain in April and May. And if Dutchtown got the field first, but then Santa Maria gets the field second as they're pushing the penalty yardage back. And with this win potentially for Santa Maria, as Dutchtown's in trouble right now, this could move them up in the power rankings. They could also host a first-round game potentially here at the pit if they can win this game or maybe win next week, depending on what happens. This game far from over, though. And the shotgun goes to Sampson. He throws downfield, and it's caught. And a broken tackle, and he's to the 30, to the 20, and he's tripped up. Oh, let's see if that makes a difference.
Wow, how did he get so wide open down the middle? And what a great job by the quarterback throwing the ball with a little air under it
Hey, Coach, you know who that threw that ball, right? Dylan Sampson. That's what made the difference. They shifted as the quarterback. We have another cramp, it looks like, right here. But I want to bring up two things. First of all, they did a quick shift right before the snap because Winfield was under center. And then they shifted so that Sampson got under center for the shotgun. And that's what kind of broke the play when they saw that Sampson got the snap. He threw the ball to Langlois. He broke the tackle.
And there's the pass from Sampson right there.
And if Dutchtown doesn't score right here, look who it is again. Number 4, Vernon Scott, who was able to get through the block of Leaf Watkins and tackle him. So if Dutchtown doesn't get into this end zone right here, that's twice that Scott might have saved the game for Santa Maria.
And so now they are down to the 14-yard line. And the ball could have easily been back here, but you try to tackle the guy with a shoulder tackle, which doesn't work in any league. Scott fought, and look, they had a good lead blocker. I didn't get that number.
Yeah, Leaf Watkins, number 82.
Yeah, great job right there, and Scott just made a heck of an effort right there. And look, the timing of the play, really good.
Absolutely.
And, of course, the execution was just outstanding.
So now let's see. That's now you got both of the backs in that Wildcat. Looks like Sampson under center. He gets it. He keeps it, cuts outside. He's to the 5. He's in, and they're back in this ball game in 2 plays. 21-13, 7:27 left to go. They got the points they needed, and it only took about 20, 30 seconds off the clock.
And watch 7. He wants to get in the end zone right there and say, hey, buddy, we did it right here.
So we got ourselves a ball game, Coach. And Etter's going to come in to kick the extra point.
Nobody's going to leave this place right now. It is what you really expected this game to be, a big-time game.
And I've been to just about all of them. The extra point is good, 21-14. And after 5 overtimes, I never leave a Santa Maria Dutchtown game early anymore. We're going to take a break. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
New inventory arriving weekly at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. We've got truckloads of inventory en route. Even if you don't see it on the lot, it's on the way during the end of summer sale at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales, like the new 2021 Sierra 1500 on the way at RossDowningHammond.com, RossDowningGonzales.com.
And it's 21-14. Santa Maria with the lead over Dutchtown. 7:27, the opening of the pit for the 2021 season and the new turf. And it's been a fun one. Homecoming night for Santa Maria.
And Santa Maria moves up a little bit, maybe thinking onside, but look where your kicker is, a 2-step approach.
Yeah, Etter's kind of kicked them short here tonight too. And he does that again. It's taken at the 22 to the 32. DeAndre Taylor, as usual. 1st and 10 for Santa Maria. And Santa Maria, they have that one touchdown lead. They have called one timeout. And Dutchtown has 3 timeouts. It's still not a situation where the timeouts are going to be used, but they can, even if they don't score here, if they can kind of flip the field and get a couple of first downs and run some clock, that could make a big difference here tonight, Swack, right?
Well, let me tell you what. This game, to me, is going to be determined about one thing, and who's going to make a big play here in this last 7 minutes there.
And I think it could also be who commits the most penalties.
No doubt.
And as you see, no gain right up the middle.
Not real strong on that play right there because, you know, they've started a lot of drives, whether it be first or second down with little short passes. This is Taz coming off.
Yeah, he's just kind of he hasn't seen a lot of action here in the second half, and that was, I believe, his first carry of the second half, and he comes up kind of slowly. And but you're talking about what you're talking about, and the thing that I also see is both teams have made a lot of self-inflicted wounds with these penalties, and so if one of these teams can avoid that big penalty, that can make a big difference here tonight too. They're going to say a 2-yard loss on the play. 2nd and 12. And they're looking to the left, caught Taylor, and breaks almost the tackle, but wrapped up at the last second by Triton Williams from his defensive line spot.
That was a strong catch in yards after catch. Not a whole lot, but it's big in this situation.
He gets through Vadnais and Agu, but then Williams is able to wrap him up. So it's 3rd down and 7, maybe 6. And 6:15 left to go. We're at the halfway point. This is not a must-stop situation for Dutchtown at this point, but a stop would go a long way in them coming back and getting that ball back.
And that clock's just a-running right now.
Shotgun.
Linebacker coming.
Throwing to his right, caught, first down. Broken tackle, stays in bounds, midfield. Noah Luke.
Luke, you saw him make a big play just a while ago, comes back. Nice pitch and catch across the field. I'm going to tell you, it's hard to stop that.
So, 1st and 10,
and look, that
49.
big thing right there, staying in bounds.
Yes.
You're talking about almost a minute's going to, at least 40 seconds should run off of this clock.
2 minutes would run off the clock if they don't stop the clock with an incompletion or an out-of-bounds play. So after this, if they would get a first down, Dutchtown's going to have to start thinking about timeout. So they need to make a stop on this series.
I like it, Poirier carrying the ball.
Well, you've been right every time. Well, what do you know? But they liked it too, and they tackled him, and that's
good job by Dutchtown right there.
That's Agu. That's another guy that you like on that team.
Agu. That name has been printed all over this screen the last couple of years.
Exactly, and he's had a great year at that middle linebacker spot. 2nd down, and I tell you what, kind of his. I know for a fact that his presence at that middle linebacker spot has allowed the coaches to move Vadnais to the secondary where he can be more effective and make bigger plays. And then you watch him on the pass rush, because you've seen that a few times. You see him kind of about 6 yards off the line of scrimmage. And he throws up the middle, incomplete, intended for Luke. And he kind of is dejected right there. Knows he should have made that catch.
2 things I needed to do right there. Number 1, I needed to catch that one.
Yep.
Number 2, I needed that clock to continue to run.
It stopped, 4:38. So that's almost like Dutchtown getting a 4th timeout right there.
Good point.
3rd down and 13. This is going to be a little tough. Dutchtown needs to make a stop here.
Here they come.
Pressure, throws deep. There's a receiver down there, and it's, just overthrown as a jump ball as Forbes nearly came up with it.
And Forbes at 6'4" could easily out-jump.
As you see, that's Lewis, and I believe.
Nice defense right there by Dutchtown.
So, yeah, Lewis on the coverage as well.
So let's see, Poirier's going to punt from about the 35.
So Dutchtown will not get great field position. There's 4.5 minutes left. They could take their time here. Burrell grabs it at the 19. It's on the ground. There's a fight for it. Let's see. If Sandoval gets this, that would be just a killer. I don't think they're going to give it to him.
Well, not enough Gators too excited right there, so you knew it was going to be Dutchtown's ball.
But a moment of suspense.
But, I like the effort right here. Let's catch this thing.
That was close, Swack. They did, but yeah, the body language just didn't indicate anything there. Because they'd have been jumping up and down. They would have lost their minds if he came up with that ball.
And I'm wondering what these officials are talking about right now. Let's move this thing up a half a yard.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So they got 80 yards to go in 4 minutes and 18 seconds.
And who do you have in the backfield?
Let's see.
You got Winfield.
That's Winfield for sure. And then you got 21.
I would think 21.
So now there's a penalty. That's why they had to get the ball spotted right. And so there you go. We talk about penalties. That's the first one that we've had since I discussed that. That's a big penalty on Dutchtown, pushes them back to the 10. They were able to overcome that last time. If you remember, there was a personal foul, I believe, called after the punt return. But that's when you had that little trick play, the long pass from Sampson.
So the big thing right here is I believe Dutchtown's got to make a couple of semi-big plays here. And I think Santa Ma's got to stop them from making a really big play.
First down, pass. And it's knocked down. Incomplete.
I'm not real certain who had big 88 right there, but
he was open.
I mean, watch him slide right there, wide open. What a savior right there. I think that was 25.
That's Amade.
That was a savior right there. I mean, that
would have been a first down.
Knocked down.
That would have been a first down.
All right, 21's got to be getting the ball, I would think.
There he is, out of that Wildcat, first down. Out of bounds, too. So, very efficient play, not a lot of clock run, goes out of bounds. That's what you expect from your senior leader.
You got two lead blockers right there. And Sampson says, I can handle this situation. Give me the ball. And I think he's
and that time Winfield keeps it for about 4. Trying to do that option.
Win 7 coming in at quarterback.
Well, he's going to be split out to the left on this play. As you see, I believe it's under center. That's
you got
Winfield.
trips in the sideline, so
on the short side. Oh, there's some movement. I think that's Santa Ma on the right side that moved.
Well, you got a sideline judge and you got a white hat through the flag. The white hat's going to go with the sideline judge. That's basically his call.
3:41 left to go in this game. It looks like it's going to go against the Gators. I think that's the right call.
Offside is the call against the Gators.
And so that's going to bring up second down and short. And this is, Dutchtown really doesn't do a lot of vertical football here, but this is where you saw earlier in a similar situation, quarterback Poirier throw a deep pass. It looks like they're going to work out that Wildcat again. And they don't, and they have a penalty, and that yardage will probably come back.
I'm going to tell you what, that looked pretty good right there, Jeff. 21 in motion.
The call against the Griffins.
And those self-inflicted penalties, you get that 2nd and 2, and then you give it right back.
There he is. 7's at quarterback.
Actually, that's no. He's going to play in the running back spot. That's Sampson, I believe, at quarterback. Keeps it, breaks the tackle, cuts outside, strung out, loses it, out of bounds. Where's the ball going to be spotted? It's a first down for the Griffins.
Boy, does a good job with a little stiff arm right there. Need to protect that ball. Gators do a good job running the sidelines, getting him knocked out of bounds there.
First down at the 33. Winfield under center. 3:13 left to go. And looking left all the way, and Langlois, that's not going to happen as the tackle made by 35, Peyton Alamont.
I like the thought right there. The execution was a lot better defensively than it was offensively.
And they're in a hurry inside of 3 minutes. They still have their timeouts. They choose not to use one right here. 2nd and 13. Shotgun, roll out, Winfield. He's headed to the sideline, won't get there. Breaks the tackle, he does get out. Oh, they're going to say the clock runs. They're going to say the clock is going to continue to run. 3rd and 4.
You know, you still got plenty of timeouts right there, and actually plenty of time.
Yeah. So it's going to be about 3rd and 4, maybe 5 now. 2:25 left to go.
That tackle basically started being made inbounds.
Yes.
Up, there's your quarterback going in the slot.
2:15. And it's a keeper, and no. A loss, and it's 4th down. Dutchtown may have to call a timeout.
And you had 6 Gators right there penetrating and would not let Sampson go.
Should have given it to Langlois right there. So he had one man around the corner, and then he would have been able to break free for a fairly long gain.
I would say Coach Thomas is screaming and hollering right now with some excitement on him.
Yep.
And it's had to be a long couple of weeks there for the Gator camp.
And so 4th and 8. And this is with the timeout called. It's gonna. This is almost a do or die situation. Not quite, but probably.
You just stuck right here. Jeff, are you going to put 13 in here to throw the ball?
You kind of have to just to have that option.
They've had some good looks on throwing the little out route to Langlois.
He has a good connection with Langlois.
There's Langlois right there in the slot.
Yes.
You don't have anybody forcing him or putting pressure on him right there.
Let's see what happens.
I think the throw's going to number 7 on the out route.
Looks to Sampson. 4 guys out there, and that's not going to get it. And Sandoval will take over.
Sandoval takes over. Nice job right there. You thought all night long, I thought that needed to be the play that Dutchtown ran. Sampson just ran out of juice. The Gators did an outstanding job of pursuit to the sideline.
I believe that Dutchtown has 2 timeouts left.
I think they just called one.
Right.
What's the scoreboard have?
It still says 3, but I believe it's down to 2. There's 1:56 left to go. They can call 2 timeouts here, and probably Sandoval can run the clock to about a minute.
I'm not going to let this ball leave Cole Poirier's hands.
And Maurice is in the backfield. Paul came up gimpy on the last series. Low snap, keeps it. Good job just getting that ball back. And now let's see if the timeout's called quickly. It is.
Cole says I'm 6'3", 6'4", whatever I am. And the ball comes around my ankles here.
And it looks like there's also an injured Gator on the field, but we're going to keep it here. And again, let's talk about that game next week, as this game's still in doubt a little bit. Dutchtown can get the ball back if you stop them on downs right here, but the countdown begins tomorrow for the big one, right?
Yeah, and I'm not real certain. I haven't heard. They usually have the golf tournament. Of course, they sell the jambalaya. They've given away hundreds of thousands of dollars to the 2 schools over the years. We had a rib eating contest one year, and I went in there with some 2 big old fellas, and I'm not going to lie to you. They did some serious damage on those ribs, okay? I think the rib place had to shut down. We used to have a fishing tournament, so we've had a number of things. But basically it comes down to, they're making money for the schools, and that's going to be presented, before the game, by a number of people that are involved in it with both booster clubs. EATEL is always a big sponsor. I can't say enough. You know, here they are right here, me and you in the booth with Andre. But I can't say enough of what EATEL does for academics, schools, and education in our school system, in our parish.
And we're still hoping that game will be played at Spartan Stadium. That's what we're aiming for. Second down, keeper breaks a tackle. He's got a first down. That's it. That is it. You can wrap this one up. Sandoval's going to win it.
He's a competitor, and I'm telling you, he found that hole right there, and he says, you know what? Nice kick out block by Oliver. And Poirier, they're trying to, you know, and I understand what Dutchtown's doing. I need to get that football. Not worried about tackling you. Great job there by the senior leader on that offensive group.
And so the timeout, this should be the third timeout, which means that Sandoval should take a knee.
I'm saying you can take a knee. I'm not really, you know, if I was coach at Sandoval right now, I'd love the situation. But boy, a minute and 42 seconds left and you can take a knee. That seems a little strange. But now you have this 40-second clock. And it's a little different deal. But it takes a little bit of thought by everybody on how you handle the last minute or so of the game.
I want to congratulate the homecoming queen again. That was really great, a really great moment.
Spillman.
So, and of course the king as well, Jet Williams. He was so happy to be around all those lovely girls.
And look, I mean, you know, Andre just keeps doing things. I mean, I just hope we don't lose him to ESPN or NBC or something. Sideline reporters, Jolie Hartman, an outstanding job.
Everybody has done a great job here. They're not taking a knee right now, it looks like, but they're just going to take their time right up the middle. I think there's a little bit of confusion on who called timeouts when, but Dutchtown's called 2 timeouts on this series, and they called the timeout on 4th down. This should be it. So the clock's going to run. They don't have to. They can just take a knee, but as you see Jolie right there, that's somebody you might lose to ESPN too at Sandoval. You don't want the girls' soccer coach to take off.
She's not going to do it. She's not going to do it.
So second down, 1:05 left to go. So they will cut. I think they're going to take it down to 1 and then call a timeout.
Why not? Why not just take a knee?
I know, but
you know the clock continues to run. You know, you run a few more seconds off. You know, Coach Oliver saying, now let's make sure we get this stuff straight because these last 2 weeks we hadn't had this opportunity.
Well, let's talk about some of the things we haven't talked about. Let's talk about the top 10 in 5A.
I tell you one you need to look for in the non-select.
Who's that?
And you better look for them because you've seen them the last 2 years. Acadiana.
Yep.
They are on fire right now.
They're number 5 in the state.
I don't care what they are.
But they started out 0-2, and they are now moved all the way up to 6-2. Number 5, number 1 Catholic. They're having a little trouble tonight with Woodlawn. It was 28-21.
got beat last night.
Well, that's
by
interesting.
Bird.
Okay, well, Bird's a strong program too.
And Jesuit, I know that's in the other league and everything, but boy, they went into overtime, 2 or 3 overtimes with Brother Martin. They're strong. Ruston, I just don't think you could ever leave them out. You know, when you're talking about championships.
And West Monroe's not in the top 10. Washita beat them, and Dutchtown beat Washita. They beat a team that beat West Monroe. I mean, it's just how weird things happen sometimes.
Catholic 28.
And so we're still waiting as now the clock's going to run.
Got 40 seconds. Got to snap it one more time.
And Catholic just lost.
Catholic just lost.
Final from Memorial Stadium, Woodlawn 35, Catholic 28.
Got to throw the ball, evidently, to beat Catholic.
Yep. That's a great answer for that tough loss last week because they had it 20-6 late in the third quarter and a big EA comeback.
I'm telling you, that's another sleeper, I believe, is East Ascension.
And so Time's going to run out. And Santa Ma's going to win. They win homecoming.
Coach O, you just took down D-Town. How does it feel to be back at the pit with this win?
It feels great. What a beautiful field. What a great night. Homecoming, senior night, victory, everything came together. Great night to be a Gator.
That's right, Coach O. Thank you. Back up to you.
And we're back. And a big win for Santa Ma as they're going to improve to 6-2 and 2-2. Dutchtown's going to drop to 5-3, 1-3, and so you have that game finished up, and then you start looking forward to next week. And if with a victory, Catholic losing, they dropped to 3-1 in district. East Ascension won tonight; they're 3-1 in district. Next week, at home at Spartan Stadium, East Ascension's playing for a share of the district titles. Right? Who thought that would happen? And we're talking about they weren't even getting anything on the board early in the season.
There's no doubt, and you know, I really, it's sad to say this, I'm not real certain what winning a district title means anymore. Yeah. All I think you automatically get a invitation into the top 32. Well, here comes kids on the field.
Yep, and so they're celebrating their victory, and they've been waiting a long time to come to the pit. They had to play 3-4 games at home at Griffin Field, so I'm sure they're happy to be at home. And so that's
it's going to be interesting to see just what happens here. Because I'm not going to say you have a veteran team in Dutchtown, but, Pyron, he's your quarterback, and you two running backs right there have been the mainstay of that offensive program, and I'd like to see just exactly where it takes them. Do they have something neat happening here with rotating those quarterbacks around? That's number one. And then what does this victory do for the Gators? First of all, Dwayne Thomas's group, totally outstanding. They had to be sitting there, looking in the mirror and going, wow, what has happened to us defensively the last 2 weeks? And now all of a sudden what you have going on today and tackling Dylan Sampson short of a first down, in a fourth down situation, it's got to be, a big play that they see if they continue to work that on into the next round of the game. But I'm going to tell you what, East Ascension, they have some good football players over there. And Darnell Lee, the coach, they got him going. They got the running back. He's rolling. So, as you can see, a strong tradition here at Santa Ma High School. Everybody that wants to be somebody, get out there and sing that alma mater.
And so a great moment as the pit opens up for the first time with a win on homecoming night for Santa Ma, 21-14 over Dutchtown. Next week, the big one, Santa Ma at East Ascension, and so that's where we're going to be next week. And so I'm going to look forward to it, and I'll be seeing you soon, Coach.
Well, we want to thank everybody. It was a great broadcast. Jolie did her thing, Andre, all the camera guys, Jeff, totally outstanding job right here. We had us a heck of a ball game right here, and I'm going to tell you what, it was a lot of fun being a part of it.
Yes, indeed. And so we'll wrap it up. 21-14, our final score. Santa Ma with the win. You've been watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.